Get it going.
We're good to go.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Moments ago, Osint tossed out a handful of radiant bottle bombs toward the encroaching army of knock-knocks, but it seemed to do little other than sting their eyes. Thinking quickly, Luminous used his gauntlet's ability to shape stone, forming a rocky barrier around the entrance of the cave. As this happened, the mirror shard in Osint's possession began to shake, and in a flash of light, Killen, the real Killen, magically stumbled out of the shard along with a small group of other survivors, all of them exhausted and nearly at death's door. Chaos has erupted within the cave. Soldiers from Cryptus and Titania alike gather near the stone barrier, wondering whether it will be enough to hold off the assault. Others rush to gather up supplies, and still others seem shocked at all that just occurred, unsure of what to do next. Killen, you feel warmth returning to your face as the chill of the mirror realm dissipates from your skin. Your legs are weary from all the running, and you don't recognize this place at all. You're on edge until you see both Luminous and Osint standing nearby. But not a moment later, you see Born of the Thunder rush toward you. In one hand, he grabs you by the face and scrutinizes your features, while in the other hand, he grips the handle of his greatsword. He then says, "Quickly, prove to me that it's you."
Um, Sorry, I got thrown off. We're in the middle of battle, right? Or
well,
are they pretty much
sto-
all?
You're inside a cave.
Okay, so we're safe now.
Yeah.
Right. Remember that time we were traveling through the Griffin tribes area, and you remember Princess Smells Like Rain? And we snuck into her father's longhouse and drank meat all night and then got caught and were on dung duty for the rest of the day before. Yeah, not fun.
It's you. Good. He eases his grip and then lets go. And then, Osint, your eyes finally adjust as you step out of the bright light from the bottle you dropped at your feet. You quickly regain your composure and see what's happening around you. And most notably, you turn to see that the group of newcomers that were portaled here with Killen are being surrounded by some of the Cryptusians and Titanians, whose blades are drawn on either side. Everyone is yelling, suspicious over everyone else, whom they do not know. Someone calls out, "They're with the Fae! They have elves with them!" A dog growls in the center of the newcomers as a weary orc with a sweaty brow brandishes an axe. The dwarf of the group has magical fire hovering over his palm as his eyes dart back and forth. You're sure that if somebody doesn't ease tensions, things will get bloody. What do you do?
Osint says, "Please, everyone, calm down. Killen, please tell us who these newcomers are before something bad happens."
So I'm a little foggy. I don't actually know how we got to where we're at right now. The last thing I remember was we were playing that game of Truth or Dare with the weird deer things, and I tapped the mirror. And it gets a little foggy after that, but I woke up in some weird realm being attacked by mirror monsters. And these people were also in there with me. They are previous travelers to this island who have been caught and attempting to escape. They helped me get out of that area, and I am grateful for their help.
Lies with the Raven, a Jinn woman, says, "How can we know that they're not part of the tricks this place plays? Maybe they just brought you out here so that they could attack us from within the cave."
I don't think the tricks would have helped me escape.
Sharam steps forward and says, "They are right, both Killen and Osint. We need to Be very cautious about any bloodshed that we do here, especially with potential allies.
I look around and I'm assuming I notice that most of them are very weak and frail and look
Yes.
malnourished. And I
Yes.
say, please observe their appearance. They seem to be no threats, for the most part. We outnumber them greatly. Let us hear them out.
The dwarf in the front sort of calms down. He still has this hovering flame above his hand, and he's very cautious, but it slowly dissipates as he puts it away. He says, we're not going to be a threat to anybody here, as long as nobody's a threat to us. We got your friend out, and he helped get us out. We were trapped in there for a long time. I don't know how we got out of here, specifically in this place, but I managed to carry this group for a long time. I would appreciate if maybe we could just have some time to think. Please. And Osen, as you're looking at this man, you see the back of his hand. There's a symbol, a tattoo. It looks like an eye, but the iris looks like a skeleton key. And you recognize this as a symbol that this dwarf is a tamper mage, someone who can infiltrate the essence of magic and reverse engineer it to alter its purposes. And such skills are rare, but extremely valuable.
So, what can we call you?
Thimen. The name's Thimen. The rest of you can introduce yourselves as you like, but please, we just need a little time to rest. You said there's something going on outside. Is that what I am understanding here?
There was a situation before you arrived. It seems to be fairly under control. We seem to be as safe as we can be. There are magical creatures that we don't know the full nature of, but we know that unless we give the permission to enter this cave, as far as our understanding goes, we are safe within these walls.
Yeah, we've run into those before. Called them, I don't know what we call them, just creeps. But I suppose if they can't get through that, that's magical stone, isn't it? No, that's stone that's been infused by magic. I can see it. He looks over and luminous as he looks back and forth. He says, "Bro, you can see that?
No cap.
No cap. That is sweet." And
you seem to have much knowledge of magic.
Yeah, you could say that. Not that it's done us much good so far. We got trapped in that mirror.
How long would you say that you were on the island before you were trapped in the mirror?
About a week. Came and the orc next to him sort of jostles him to the side and says, "Boss, don't you see can't you see who these people are? Not sure they're gonna appreciate that we came here on our own expedition. But it doesn't matter now, does it? We're all in the same boat."
The nature of our arrival has changed much since we arrived as well, so we are definitely understanding.
We came on our own independent voyage, knowing that the Council of Nations, having some information that they were going to send some people to the island, we decided to try to beat them to the punch.
What faction do you represent?
No faction. I'm just a man trying to get back home to his wife and kids.
Did you believe that there was something here that could help you?
Yeah. Well, we wanted to see what it was. We're adventurers. An adventuring guild, maybe, more loosely defined than that. Trying to get money to take back home, find ways to get wealth, return home and live prosperously. I'd rather just get home now.
A noble cause to provide for your family.
No, when you live like most of us do outside of the mainland. That's all you have, is your attempts to survive.
Perhaps we can help each other. I don't know of a way off this island yet, but we've been here for a while and we're slowly gathering information each day, each hour we're here.
Well,
So
maybe we could.
the more heads, the better.
I'll tell you what, I probably have some information that you're going to find useful. Also, I think I have a plan that you're going to find interesting. But I beseech you, let us rest. Is this a safe place to rest?
Please rest and partake of the food that we have, the sustenance. Maintain your strength.
Thank you. He.
I call over some of the
people around.
healers
Okay.
to see if they can help these people.
So Anush comes over. There are a few members of the tribe of Titania that have some very limited healing capabilities, but Anush with his alchemy is the most useful, and then otherwise, aside from magical effects, there is just some sort of first aid type knowledge that can be useful here among the group. Born of the Thunder, Killen tells you that, well, he speaks to you and says, well, I'm sure you're not aware of this yet because you just came back from whatever place you were just in, you described, but the creatures outside, the knock-knocks, and something that looks like you is out there. Apparently it took your place when you went into that mirror.
Well, that's not good.
No, certainly not. If it weren't for the fact that we know these things don't die, not the way they're supposed to, I'd say we could outnumber them. We could, well, maybe not outnumber, but we could outfight them for certain. Something was attempted, it didn't seem to work. And at least we've sealed off the cave. I guess that's about as up to speed as I can get you.
Do we remain enclosed, or do we try to fight them off? As I said before, we have a basic understanding of how they would enter. But how close are they now? And I kind of look out through the gap.
Well, the stone wall is on the other side of the
okay, then.
The thing. So that the big rectangle box, that's where Luminous put it.
Cool. I kind of listen to see like if I can hear them like scratching at it or anything.
You don't hear anything right away, but you can make a check. I'll say a mind check if you'd like.
Just a 3.
Just stone, and the sound of thunder and rain outside is barely audible. Luminous says, bro, do you want me to take that down just for a second? Put it back up?
I think with the information we have, the fact that they're not breaking it down means it's working. So maybe we leave it up for now. Let these people rest. We don't need to put any undue stress on the group.
Heard. And so he
it's like he's here.
Goes over.
That was so weird. I like turned around like, is Kyle on?
So speaks with the mountain. This very old Jinn woman comes over and inspects through this wall as well. She opens the door and looks at the stone wall. I think this is going to hold. I don't think we should worry about what is out there, but in moving this wall, we might have to worry about what is further in this cavern behind us.
It's true, we don't know.
What was that?
No, I'm kind of thinking out loud. I'm trying to remember previous conversations that I can't currently find notes about.
You can ask me if I remember something, I'll be able to tell you.
Have we met any of our allies? Is probably a loose term. Friendly-ish people we've run into on this island that we can contact remotely, like the Keeper or Chrysithia.
Yeah, you don't know of any way unless you have a special ability already that allows you to do that.
Okay.
Are you asking this out loud or just to me?
To you right now.
Okay. Yeah, you know you could ask around if you'd like to, and see if you get some sense of that. But for the most part, you haven't really seen that happen so far. Osint has had some individual connections with somebody that he's close to, but that's the only real instance that's happened in the game so far.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so as everyone's settling down, Sharam comes over as well as runs with the deer, and they are interested in talking with you two in particular. Sharam.
Can you remove the blast circles?
Yes, I will remove this one.
Now that I'm not blinded by my own stupidity.
I'll remove this one.
Hey, Potato, thank you.
And this will be the sanctuary circle that's still upgoing. With the sanctuary staff that Kyle put out, or Wilderness put out. Sharam, content that the Speaks with the Mountain says that she's sure the barrier will hold, and also content that this seems to be the real Killen, comes up to the both of you, and Killen, Sharam asks, first he says, "It is good to finally meet you. We have not actually been introduced yet. I am Sharam Loros. I know you have been traveling with some of my good allies with Cryptus. I thank you for all the efforts you have put forth and for being good-hearted enough to bring these poor travelers back from the edge of death. But do you believe that we can truly trust these people? Do you know them well? Did you have time to speak with them at all?"
We did not talk much. We were pretty well under attack the entire time we were together. So I don't know much about them other than they were also trapped in there with me and desperately trying to get out.
Well, that binds you in a common cause, and it seems reasonable enough to expect that if you were trapped, so could others be. Do you, Osint, think that we should be cautious with them, or should we engage with trust from this point forward?
It seems as if Killen's time with them mostly consisted of battle, and it seems like they held their own just fine. If Killen trusts them, I think we should trust them as much as Killen trusts them. And that's it.
Runs with the deer, nods, and says, "I'm in agreement, but I think that there are still going to be tensions among the entirety of the group here. These people are scared and frightened on either side, ours and theirs. There's a lot of death that's happened recently and a lot of terrifying things.
I think the best course of action would be to lead with kindness. We offer them food, we offer them healing, whatever we have, and first aid. And possibly they could become great allies."
Agreed. Let's hope that the resources that we spare are put to good use and that there is no resentment from anyone here as a result of it. I will do what I can do, along with Rises with the Sun, to make sure that our people understand that this is the way we will go forward. I trust that you, Sharam, will do the same with yours. He nods as well. Is there any way, other than these things, that we could ease tensions among everyone? Perhaps we just have to tell with time. I think that we have a few more pressing concerns, though. For instance, should we trust that this burial will hold, and should we wait here and rest with them, or try to find another way to block off the other end of the cave, wait here? I do feel somewhat secure inside, but those things out there know where we are.
Have we had a chance? We have all our life points and everything back, right?
You do, you just don't have your skill points back yet
Because we haven't rested. Okay. Okay. I don't think I've actually used any skill points.
Yeah, I don't think
I think I
really
used power points, but I believe we should send a couple, maybe a handful of people to scout out the rest of the cave to make sure everything is secure. I would volunteer if you'd like.
You have already done so much. We could rely on some others and have you and Killen get some rest here while you also advise whatever situations might arise. Perhaps your skills would be better suited in this instance to select some people to scout ahead.
Yeah, I would absolutely like to go to and explore this cave further, but I am beat after being in that mirror for who knows how long.
Yes, Killen, you should definitely get some rest.
How about I propose this as a solution? Before you rest, Killen, since you know the dangers that you can express to your group of a place like this, you've explored it quite a lot. Why don't you choose a handful of people that you think would be well utilized for a scouting mission, and Osint, I will trust you as the advisor to choose a handful of our people to do the same. Perhaps 2 or 3 from each.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So, to proceed with this, what I'll have you each do is take a look at the reference sheet.
And now, is it just the Seekers of Cryptus and Titania in here? Is that what I'm seeing?
And you have a few mercenaries as well.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 mercenaries. Well, you have 3 mercenaries and Autogo the Drawn. So, if you want to look at the reference sheet, you can get a good look at everyone that's there. And so each of you choose 2 or 3 people from your own faction. And if you would like to talk with them first, absolutely. If you want to just choose blindly, you can. But if you want to sort of get to meet them and use this as an opportunity to meet characters, this is an opportunity to do that as well.
I approach Amir Cephas.
Okay. You approach the battle mage Amir Cephas, and I want you to tell me one thing that you know about him.
Amir is... He looks pretty headstrong and sure of himself. Maybe he is hoping to become one of the leaders of Cryptus one day.
You do know that he is also... You perceive what perhaps others can't, that he is... his headstrong nature and everything you just described to you seems like ambition, perhaps too much ambition. It sometimes makes you uncomfortable. You know that he at least seems to be, in all of his actions, extremely loyal, specifically to Sorsinius. That he is very interested in Sorsinius inhabiting a throne from which Cryptus continues to grow in power. The Seekers grow in power.
Is Sorsinius near him, or is he near Sorsinius?
Sorsinius is being carried by Sharam.
Okay.
But you guys don't really... Sursinius doesn't usually come out, especially in the midst of other factions. He's not quite a secret, but he's also, they don't try to announce his presence.
Sure. Okay, so I approach Amir. What is he doing?
Let's see. Amir is up here. He's one of the people that's just standing near the stone area at the front of the cave.
Okay. Does he
make sure that if anything goes wrong, he looks like he's just on he's guarding, essentially.
Okay.
Being very wary and alert, and he's one of the people that was able to sleep for a while. So he, in the short time frame that it takes to sleep under the effects of the sanctuary staff, so he is very alert and ready to go.
Okay. So I approach him since he's right here.
Advisor, what can I do for you?
Hello, sir. We're looking for a handful of people to secure the rest of the cave. Looking for strong individuals to ensure the safety of the rest of us. Would you be willing to volunteer?
Of course. If this is, whether this is truly a volunteer activity or you're expectant of it, no worries either way. I'm willing to go.
You look strong and well rested, so...
That staff did wonders. Didn't quite heal my crippling shoulder pain from the last few arrows I took, but I'm good to go regardless.
Little shoulder pain is nothing you can't handle.
Not at all. All right. Well, I'm ready to go. Who else is going with me?
I'll let Harris pick one and go back and forth.
All right, Harris. Who would you like to go talk to?
I am going to go talk to Grows in Good Soil.
Okay. So you approach this iron dwarf, Grows in Good Soil. Very, very dark, almost coal-colored flesh. And he looks at you, looks up at you, grunts, and I want you to tell me one thing you know about him.
Grows in Good Soil. He is very self-assured, but a lot of that is covering up the fact that he, in a mining, created kind of a mining accident, which hurt some people and trapped some people for several days, and now he overcompensates a lot.
Okay. All right. Very good. So he grunts at you and says, and you know, in his way of speaking, that just means, yep, what do you want?
Grows in Good Soil. We are putting together a group to scout out and secure the rest of this cave and to see if we can find a back way out so we don't have to fight our way forward. I know that you are an exceptional iron dwarf. You know your way around caves and mountains, and I think you would be an excellent person for this team.
You take that as a yes.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's Grows in Good Soil and Amir. Okay. And now go back to Osins. Who else do you approach?
I approach... I approach Rum. He is one of the mercenaries that looks like a jellyfish.
He's not with you. You have
okay, never mind.
You have Roke, the orc, Mundor, the half troll,
okay.
Wart Knuckle, and those are your mercenaries. But he would be a cool one to have with you.
So I have Roke, Mundor. Where's Mundor?
Who was the first person that Osen chose?
He chose Amir Cephas.
Okay.
From Britannia. I approach. Yeah, let's go with Mundor.
Alright. So you decide to go with a mercenary next. See, he sort of leans against a crate, and you see him sort of picking at it underneath his fingernails with a dagger as you approach. He looks up at you and says, "Oh, you bring me some more work, mate?"
Indeed. What would you say to helping a few people scout out the cave, maybe look around for insecure entrances, and maybe even find a little bit of treasure on the way?
Well, what would you say? What would you say that you bump up my pledge rate and buy just a few gold pieces, huh? Last time I did any work for you guys, I got 12 gold out of it. Very nice, very nice. I was just moving bodies around. That was the last time I did that. But recently, I've been assaulted by things in the woods. I've been bitten by mosquitoes. I've got a leech on my legs from going into the water. And you have no idea how terrible that is, mate. Just, you get a leech there. It's no big deal usually. But you get a leech in a place where everything seems designed to kill you in just the most grotesque of ways. Wasn't such a fan of it, but I don't mind doing the work if maybe you just write down a little bit more on my pledge and my ledger. It's just numbers out here, right? It's just numbers out here, right? You just write a number down. Somebody on the other side of the world, whenever we get back, says, "Yep, this is about as much as you earned." So, what's it matter, man? It's not even coming out of your pocket, eh?
In this instance, that sounds like a good deal. I would just urge you to remember that we're all in this together, surviving. I don't mind writing.
Thanks to our help.
Yes, thank you for staying with the factions and protecting them. We appreciate your hard work. You will be rewarded.
Well, I appreciate appreciation. Mostly in coin, which, by the way, didn't even think about the fact that I'm not going to get it until I get back the first time. Not that it does much here, because it's just going to weigh you down anyway. I'll get that. But then we were told that we might not even make it back. So I'm just hoping that we do somehow. Somebody spread a little rumor out here that there's no way off the island. So that's not great.
Well, this job that you will perform will get us one step closer to figuring out, first of all, how to get out of this alive. And then hopefully you'll return home to get your coin. And then my signature will be on that ledger at the end of this journey.
Right. But for future use, you know, assuming I don't die in a cave and I come back while we're out here, you know, consider this pay it forward kind of thing. While we're out here, if I do some more work for you later, maybe I can get something up front. Maybe to help me survive out here. Not right now, I'll get it. But you know, I'll do this for you. I come back, you see how good I am at my job. And we're all settled there.
Consider this a paid trial run.
Right. Alright. You got me. Alright, so you add Mundor to your group. And Killen, who else would you like to talk to? You are muted, my friend.
You're a mute?
Sorry, I was eating chips and I didn't want it to be loud, so I muted it.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to looks to the moon.
Right. So you approach a currently very, very tiny individual. He's standing about a foot tall. This is a Spriggan, but you know that he could be much, much taller if he wants to. And you go up to him, clop over towards him. He looks up and says,
"Yeah, I heard you're looking for some people to go out into the cave."
Yeah, I figured we could use someone who could get into the small nooks and crannies and take a look around if they need someone to get in.
Well, if I had a middle name, Nooks and Crannies would be it. Absolutely. At least half the time. I could do that.
Well, we appreciate your help and service.
Right, do you think I should be this size the whole time, or maybe it should start out a bit bigger?
Looks like you're going out there with a couple of bigger guys, so you might go at more of an average height and just kind of let them know what you're capable of as you go along.
Okay, that works for me. I can go at an average height. All right. So he
What is this
averages
guy's name?
height up. Looks to the
Looks
moon.
to the moon.
And as he does this, somebody nearby, Luminous, Luminous sees this and says, "Let's see, how does he say this? He just, bruh, that's wild. I want to learn that trick." And looks at the moon and says, "Oh, you haven't seen anything yet." And he grows to large size. And he says, "How about this? But I was told to go average. So I'm going to stay this way." All right.
Pretty useful trick there.
That's what Spriggans can do.
That's really cool.
That is absolutely why I picked him.
Just
Good
at will, like it doesn't.
It
Like
technically does.
Okay.
It does require some power pool, but for the description of showing this off, I'm going to let him do that for free.
I just wanted to make sure for my own reference.
Yeah, it's a power to do that usually.
That's awesome.
All right. And
I think
let's
that's
see.
probably good, right?
Yeah, you've got 4 people, unless you want to add anyone else.
Nah.
Leave that up to you guys.
I had another person in mind, but if you think that we've got enough people, it doesn't matter.
You were told to choose 2 or 3, so if you have one more, you're welcome to.
I was going to approach Flies with the Raven.
All right. You approach Flies with the Raven, and she still seems really uncomfortable. She's casting some glances toward the group that came with you, and she even seems to be scrutinizing you a little bit, but she nods and says, "Well, I'm glad you made it back. I trust you. I can tell it's you because one of the Thunder trusts you, but I gotta tell you, I don't really trust these people. I know that it seems like they're on our side, but I feel like I've seen too much to put a lot of stock in what seems good."
I totally understand. I just came out of a mirror, which was wild. But we're gonna keep an eye on them, and I need you to help lead this group that's going into the cave so we can figure out a way out of here.
All right. I can do that. I see they're all gathered over there. I assume it's that group. Sure thing. We're finding a way out then. That's the goal.
That's it.
All right. I'll do what I can.
She and I have known each other in the past.
Mhm.
We have worked together in Titan hunting before.
Okay.
So at least, yeah.
All right.
So there's some rapport there.
Very good. All right, so you guys have an established relationship. Good. And very good, very good. And lastly, before she goes off, she says, "By the way, we never got to talk about, what happened the last time, on the trip that not everybody made it back. I know that that's something you don't necessarily want to talk about right now under these circumstances, but the elders say sometimes you got to let those things go by speaking them to somebody that you trust."
And I will, but we need to get out of this first.
Yeah, well, stay alive so that we can talk.
Thank you. You too.
So you guys have a group, and we're gonna select them all. To have them venture.
And we send them off to their death.
Yeah, right?
Who knows? Maybe. All right. I'm going to put them all this way. And here. Okay. While this is going on, everybody else kind of puts a lot of the gear and supplies and stuff to make a makeshift barrier. Several people do. And then you guys are again in what seems to be a fairly secured cave system right now. You now have opportunity to interact as you will with anybody that you'd like in here. Or if you guys just want to go straight to getting some rest, whatever it is you would like. Is there anyone that either of you would like to interact with?
I'm just gonna quickly go over to Anoush and say,
he's divvying out some medical supplies and working to get out some healing type potions that are left over, but also working on a little desk area that he sort of crafted to try to make some more of this stuff.
Yeah. So I just say
quickly. Sorry, quick question. And I can't remember now. I know Bell had some interaction with Anoush, but has Killen had any interaction with Anoush?
I don't think so.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
No worries.
Anoush, I apologize for speaking poorly about your invention earlier. I was not of sound minds earlier this evening, and I believe your invention may prove useful in the future. Perhaps we can make some more.
Don't worry, I've at least learned that it does not burn them alive like the sun. That is useful information to have, and that is often how alchemy goes. It is extremely rare that anybody makes something new and it works the first time. It's just not expected, at least not the way that you might expect it to work. We did at least see that they had a strong reaction to being blinded, which might be useful if we were to find a way to ambush these things, assuming we found a way to actually kill them someday.
Yes, I was sleep deprived and not of my right mind, so I am going to get some rest now, but I wanted to let you know that you did a good job and we can definitely use something like this in the future.
Yes, of course. No harm meant. We were all very stressed and under a great duress with the thought that we were all about to die.
I will take my leave. And I kind of find a quiet corner to rest.
Okay. And Killen, did you want to interact with anybody?
I wanted to talk with Osint.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I follow Osint over to where he is.
Osint's snoring.
Yeah. You probably will be by the time I get this map to actually let me grab my piece without moving.
Let me update your.
Goodness.
Hold on, I forgot that I have to do that for you. Okay, there you go. It should be
Okay,
good.
cool. I was just moving the map around. I'm like, what's happening?
I have to manually remove you guys each time so that I can work on the map without you jumping in randomly and seeing secrets. So
Gotcha.
I have to put you back in manually.
Gotcha. All right. So I go to Anoush, or not Anoush, Osen. Sorry. Osen, I know you're ready to get to sleep. So am I. But I wanted to ask: do you know? Can you think of any way that we can learn more about where we're at while we're even stuck in here? I want to know more about this mirror that I was stuck in. I want to know about that person that looks like me out there. I would ask the keeper if we could get over to him, but I don't know how we would even begin to talk to those people. Do you have any ideas?
I know that after speaking with the keeper, there's a way to reach him, but we would have to go to his realm.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that something in this cave could act as a crossroads that we could cross over and he could send us back. I hate to think
Possibly.
what would have happened if I didn't take a piece of that mirror. He would be...
Thank you for doing that.
I had no idea that it would help you. It was pure curiosity, and it seemed off to me, but I'm so happy that I did.
There's just so much about this island that we have no idea about other than just creatures that are dangerous. And I don't know how we're going to survive if we don't learn more.
The keeper does always seem to want something in return. Possibly we could give him the shard of this mirror and he could tell us something about it. It is a curiosity. Maybe he would love it and he would keep it in exchange for information. Morgan, do we know... You said I know of a way to contact somebody else. Who am I missing?
So Wart Knuckle is able to contact you.
Yeah.
And you are able to respond back.
But he's in here with us.
Yeah, she's in there with you, but she's been able to do that across a great space before with you. When you were out at the giant statue area,
okay,
she was able to contact you from the camp, which is like 1 hex away. You don't know what the distance is, but you know that she's able to contact you telepathically, and then you, as a result of her ability to do so, can respond.
Okay.
But that's her ability.
What is it that you're proposing? Who are we needing to contact and for what information?
I'm not sure who. I think the keeper would be a great start. I am mostly concerned right now about that thing that looks like me that's attached to the mirror and what kind of magic or curse or whatever that is. That's got me freaked out right now.
Was it the gnome or the dwarf that had the magic sigil on the back of his hand?
That was the dwarf Fimin.
Fimin, seemingly the leader of this new group that you arrived with, seems to have quite the knowledge of magical things. It might be worth running it by him. He was in fact in there with you, so he has inside knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know how he got in the mirror, so we should talk to him about that.
Yeah, perhaps he can divine something from the mirror piece that we have on this side.
Maybe. I think he's resting right now, and so it'd be wise to wait until morning. But I think he's probably the first person in here we should talk to.
I guess the question is, do you trust him? enough to bring him into the fold of information that we have. Because you never know what information could be useful for him for our purposes.
One of the Thunder will tell you that I trust too easy, but I know that he was helpful to me while we were in the mirror, and they were desperate to get out of there. They were not a part of whatever that was. I can feel that. Other than that, I don't know anything about who they are.
I guess the better question is, do you trust him or the Keeper more? We have options we can look into.
The Keeper's going to be harder to get to right now. We don't even know if there's a crossroads in this cave. Maybe we talk to Themin right now and don't tell him too much, but seek information from him. And as we learn to trust them, we bring him into the fold more.
Agreed. Perhaps we all get some rest, let him rest tonight, so that he will be clear of mind.
Yeah. Alright. Well, you sleep well, Osen.
You as well, Killen.
So is everybody resting?
Yes.
Alright.
First
You
rest
all-
and forever.
Yeah, you all managed to finally get some sleep. It has been a while, and you were all able to get a good amount. And you wake up, it's not because of any daylight, obviously, but you do wake up feeling more rested, and everybody is still here and accounted for. And it is the next day you can get all of your skill points back if you've used them. And any other features you have that I don't think either of you have any specific features that only work once a day, but you get anything back that you would ordinarily not have. Give me a second. Okay. So, as you get up, you see that the newcomers are kind of eating with some people with some of the rations that have been made available. They still seem not like they are completely comfortable with this. They're in an unknown situation. They don't know how much they can trust you necessarily. But
I make a point of going and eating with them.
Okay.
I'll
Very
do the
good.
same, yeah.
All right. So you've got a few people in particular that are willing to do that, and
I'm kind of over here by Wart Knuckle, though, as well.
I'm introducing Osint to this group since I am kind of the bridge between the two of them.
Right.
And kind of letting them know that Osint is kind of the leader of, kind of the leader of our little group that's been scouting things out, and that he's a trusted friend and such.
Now, Themin is within earshot of this as you're all talking with one another. Seems like two of these guys, Rolane and Balthun, are not. They seem like they're grieving in some way. They're exhausted in an emotional sense, and you can sort of pick that up as you look at them and are examining whatever they might be going through. And it looks like Balthun in particular, as you're just examining the dynamics between people as you tend to do, seems to have conflicting feelings about this dog with them. And Themin is near here. You find an opportunity, both of you, to interact with him if you'd like to talk to him. As he's eating some of this just gruel that's essentially been made out of rations that have been stretched with water.
Hey, Morgan, so last time was Chaos, and I was kind of on the other side of that realm. Did I see what's her name die? And she's actually not even marked off as dead in the reference sheet, so I can't remember who it was. But
yeah, it was Madine.
Madine West. Is she not showing up as dead on your sheet?
No, she's. Oh, you know what? I have not refreshed since last time. so that's
Yeah.
probably on me.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
she
I
was.
can't remember if I knew that she had died or not.
You were on the other side of the map at that time. You
Okay.
probably didn't even really pay enough attention to
And,
know
and
that
not
she's not here.
knowing them much
Yeah.
ahead of time, I wouldn't have known to look out for her necessarily.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. Would you guys like to interact with them, and what would you like to do?
Femin, I'm sorry, I am trying to keep everything straight in my head. Femin was
He's the dwarf?
He was the leader of that group.
Yeah,
way,
he was
right?
the dwarven mage.
Yeah, and he is the one that kind of grabbed me and said, "You're coming or you're not," right?
Yeah, he was the one that initially did not want to include you until Agatha, one of the human woman, convinced him that you were fast and you could be useful.
Okay. Cool.
I'll kind of be with you and follow your lead since you know these people.
Sorry, thanks for the recap there. I was
No worries. Yeah.
Femin, I want to thank you again for letting me be a part of your group to get out of the mirror, and I'm glad we found our way to relative safety.
Right. Well, thank you for not holding it against me that at first I didn't treat you kindly in there. I was desperate to get out, and I didn't want our plan to be messed up for everything that we were trying to do. But it turns out you were an extremely valuable ally to have. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely. We've all been through a lot. I understand. I wanted to introduce you to Osen here. He is a advisor to one of our factions and is the leader of our scouting group that I'm a part of. And he is a great leader and has become a good friend. And I think you two would have some things in common and might be able to learn some things together about where we're at.
Stellan looks at you, Osint, and his brow kind of furrows a little as he looks you up and down and says, I think we have some things in common now. All right?
Osen says, it's an honor to meet you. To be able to lead these people, especially this large of a group, out of such a terrible place. They must have much respect for you.
Well, I was able to lead most of them out, but I was also the one that led them in, so I'm not sure how much the scales like to balance at that point.
The way that Killen ended up in there, were you also involved with the stags?
Stags? No, I'm just deer.
The deer, yes.
I haven't seen any deer out here. No, we were on a sandy surface just a weekend going into the jungle. It wasn't actually jungle at first, it was more of a plains area, and then we ended up in the jungle. And this place we were on, it started to shake. There was a bit of an earthquake, and what we were standing on wasn't a flat ground at all. It was glass underneath the sand, and we all ended up there.
An entire mirror under the sand.
The large one, yeah. I was trying to lead everybody to a place where I was sure that I could alter the nature of this fog. I think if I can find the source, I could make it work for us, not against it.
Perhaps if you examined a piece of the mirror, you could divine on.
You have a piece of the mirror. That's right. Well, we must have come out of it. That makes sense. You have it with you?
I do. I hand it over to them. And
Takes a look at it and holds it up. It seems mundane at first, but then the more I examine it, you see his face kind of does the same thing it did a moment ago when it was looking at you. His eyes furrow, his brow furrows. And he says, there is a trace of magic on this, but it's like it's dissipated. Like it's done now. It slowly faded away at some point, and recently. Just like this one. And he pulls out the shard of his own that has scorch marks all over it. Because this was from within the realm. This is what I used to portal us while we were in there to where we ended up at the coalescence. By the way, you were asking about that before I got a chance to answer. Because we were all running for our lives. Killing, is it? The coalescence is what we were referring to as this place where most things were on the other side of the mirror. When we first entered the mirror escape, that's where we entered. We had to run. And it was only because we hopped onto one of those shards and floated well away for a while that we ended up wherever you were. But I knew that over time, I would be able to charge up enough of my own magical energies to teleport us back. It was about the time that we found you that I was able to do that, knowing that we had to deal with all those guards and wards that have been put on those portals. We saw it as soon as we were transported in there, and those things started chasing us. It doesn't take me long to understand what I'm looking at with magic. It doesn't always help. Sometimes it just frustrates you.
But you were able to travel within that realm using this small piece.
Well, after a long while, something about being in that place was just draining. And my magic wasn't coming back. Every time I used it, it was only slowly getting back to me. You said that there was something out there that appeared after you went in. Looks like you, from what I heard.
Yeah.
I hate to think of how many things are out there that look like us then.
That's definitely concerning.
Good point.
Well, my plan, as I told you, if I find the source, which I think I've traced down the location of it, if I find the source of this fog, I think I can at least disable one of its properties. I think I could make it possible for us to contact the outside world.
Oh.
We do have rudimentary maps among us. Would they help you maybe locate where to go next?
Let me take a look at what you've got. And I will pull up the map. He still has his own map with him to sort of compare. And he tells you guys that they traveled. He describes it. So I'm going to reveal some of these spots.
I don't see the outside map right now.
Oh, okay. Let me know when it comes up. You might have to refresh your page.
Okay.
Refreshing owlbear?
Yeah, owlbear.
Got it.
Sweet. How about you, Harris?
Yes, it's up.
Alright. He says they ended up in an area that he sort of described. He sees this large map that you guys sort of have an idea of where some things are. He says that they kind of traveled this way. And reveals that he describes essentially a grassland savanna-like plains and a sort of jungly mountainous area, followed by more plains. They had to go through, and finally they got to this jungle area where they ended up at the spot where they were transported. And as you show them the spot on this mirror, which is down to the stag territory, he just notes that and says, well, it seems like this realm is connected by a few places at least, which might mean that it's sort of a demi-plane connected to this place.
Do you see any areas that we've already been to that could be the source of the fog?
Right, so this is what I think. He reveals a spot. Not too far, actually.
You were so close. We know the area surrounding it quite well. Where are we right now?
So you are in an area sort of between the stag territory and the viperling territory. You'll see your two.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Here, I'll put this back up so you guys can see it.
That gives us a good idea of which way to go. We would like to avoid the spider lair that you see here as much as
and that's
possible.
Something that you guys have never been to, but you are aware of it because of the map and Clay.
There's much distress that happened there with the last group that tried to pass through. It seems that this fairy circle area is somewhat safe as long as we keep a guard up. Have you encountered any creatures unique to the areas that you've been, besides the mirror under the sand?
Well, we certainly noticed that in those plains areas, there were animals of all sorts, but they were of a larger, meaner, and just altered variety. Bone protrusions coming out of their backs. Creatures that I could only describe as wrong, strange, angry. It was like anger emanated from them.
The mirror realm, the mirror under the sand, was this the last area that you encountered?
Right, before we got transported. Yeah. Were you all intending to be here, or were you headed somewhere yourselves?
We were escaping a storm coming off the southern coast. So we sought shelter. No, wait, I wouldn't know that. Would I know that?
Yeah, you were with them. You were seeking shelter out in this way. You also happened to be going toward the space that was revealed to you to be where the vipers and the viperlings
Okay,
are,
so we were looking for...
We were looking
for a
Slitherwood place.
And we were looking for a safe place and scouting that out when I went to the mirror. Okay.
And you were looking for something specific.
I don't remember finding the cave.
You were also specifically going in this direction because you were hoping to find a Slitherwood tree, but the main priority was to find a safe place for everybody from the storm.
That's right. Man, 2 weeks. I can't remember anything.
It's a lot of moving parts.
I think we could safely get to this area that you described. I don't know what will befall us when we get there, but if you think that we could stop this fog, it would be a great step in the right direction of getting us out of here.
Well, let's be clear. I cannot stop this fog. I can alter the fog. Magic is unique everywhere you go. It's got its own rules, but it especially has its own dangers, no matter how you try to tamper with it. If I try to stop this fog from being what it is altogether, this place, it's covering just the entirety of the places that we've been, at least. It could be devastating for everybody here. For all I know, it could destroy everything. But I can change it bit by bit if I at least have some source of power to help do that. So what we need to do first is determine what the source is, figure out what I need to do to make sure that we can change it, and then enact a plan to make it happen. But first I need to find the source. And the reason I think the source is out there is because I've been connecting with the magic of this place. I connected with the fog itself on several instances, and for lack of better words, I've traced it back to an area that I believe is the most likely gathering of whatever is making this stuff.
With me being familiar with like the sigil and stuff, would I understand like what type and what kind of magic he's using to do this?
It's kind of unclear. The secrets held by Tamper mages that used to be a guild that specifically specialized in this kind of magic, and they held their secrets close to them because they used it to essentially they held a monopoly on this magic for so long, not sharing these secrets because it was making them very wealthy. But eventually something happened, nobody from the outside knows why, where this guild fell apart, was destroyed, nobody's exactly sure, and it kind of just disbanded. But
so who teaches the Tamper mages now?
You're not sure if anybody does. It wasn't that long ago that this happened, so if anybody is a Tamper mage, they probably are the original group.
Interesting.
So for all you know, he could have seen the disbanding of this group or whatever circumstances led to that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the other things that you suspect at this point too is that his ability to tamper with magic is also related to some ability that he has to be able to see and sense and understand magic with just a few moments of observing it, and maybe even seeing magic where other people can't.
This plan of yours is the best I've heard by far since we've arrived at this island.
Well, the man trying to get back to his family will make the plans he needs to. That was a mistake coming here altogether.
We will do everything we can to help you on this quest to get you back to your family safely.
That's appreciated. My wife was right. Shouldn't have done it. It was too risky, but it was greedy. At least I know better now. We'll get back. I have to.
We will.
So, you are... Let me return to this image here. There we are. Alright. This should load back the other map into Owlbear. If it doesn't load, you can refresh.
Got it.
Okay. So, you have talked with him and you have somewhat of a plan altogether. Do you guys want to discuss what to do next? You have a few things that you want to be doing, and you have some things that you're closer to be able to do. But certainly if you went with Timon's plan, it would take you further away from your current, from at least one of Killen's goals.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do?
I kind of turn to Killen and I say, I know you have other goals in mind, but we have a pretty the best opportunity I've seen so far to escape this island. Could you put it on hold, or is it something we need to take care of and get it out of the way?
I would love to be able to save what I can of that creature, but I will not put the safety of this entire group in jeopardy for that goal. if we can find a way to get these people home, then we should focus on that. If I can do my other things along the way, I will.
It's not just these people that would be able to go home, but all of us. I think we've, for lack of a better term, bitten off more than we can chew coming here to this island. We had no idea the nature of the magic here, the danger here, the darkness here.
I agree.
Jerome comes forward, and I have not had any word of the scouts. They have been gone for quite a long time. They have not returned.
Of course.
At this point, it has been about perhaps 7 hours.
Surely the cave is not that big. What would you suggest we do? Should we take a group to go and find them? Maybe a larger group that then went?
If those were some capable warriors, would it be wise, advisor, to send some people that we know can scout ahead and escape? You and your compatriot, for instance, among some others, or to send a larger group and hope that numbers will prevail if any danger is there. If they have gone into some place that they cannot return because they have perished or been trapped, it might seem foolish then to send a large group of people to find them, but sending a small group might end us in the same circumstance, with people just going missing every time we send them in. I will leave this decision up to you, but one night of rest isn't going to heal some of the exhausted people that we have here. They were on death's door. They could certainly use some more time to recover. And so far, it does seem that this place has served a good purpose. With that stone wall, we were able to at least sleep for one night.
I take no pleasure in the thought that we've sent these scouts to their death. Especially since we seem to have chosen very capable warriors. We can at least go in search of what happened to them.
I will leave you in charge of choosing who you take along. Although it does seem that your compatriot Luminous is very focused with Mahir on that tablet that they found.
We'll leave him to his studies. And I go back to Killen. And I say, it seems the scouts that we sent ahead to secure our safety here have not returned. What would you say that we do?
I've been concerned for them as well. I think we, if you're up for it, should probably go in and look for them.
I say that you and I and Born of Thunder are probably the most capable ones here.
I agree.
So maybe we at least go try to find any traces of them.
I'll go see if Born of Thunder can be spared again. Oh, hey, there he is right here.
I heard my name called, and so I came forth. Going on a scouting party to find the scouting party, is that what I heard?
Scouting party squared.
Looks like we have to.
Consider me in. If I have to swing my blade at something, it won't be too upsetting to me. I didn't even get to play the last game we were invited to.
Yeah, Born of Thunder's probably itching to swing a blade or something.
You get to go first this time, brother.
Very well. Is it just the three of us then?
I think that's probably best.
Very well. Let's go find our friends.
Yep. We head into the deep, dark, unknown cave where the dead people are.
So as you pass by this, you pass by this way, you notice that Otago, the Drawn, he's got a little figurine in his hand, and he's kind of whispering and talking. Not like whisper, not like he's trying to be secret, but as you look at this, this figurine has a symbol that clearly denotes that it is from the Church of Arcosia, and
Interesting.
you hear the end of his conversation or whatever he just said, as he says, "If I can, I will try to follow and confirm that these things have moved on in the daylight." And that's what he says, and then he looks over, then nods at all of you as he puts this thing back into his belongings.
What did he say again?
He's going to try to follow these things to see if they truly did disappear in the daylight and return to where they came from. Most likely referring to the knock-knocks.
Yeah. He's still trying to find that cave.
And you do know that he interacted with Carlos of the Church of Arcosia, and they both were making plans to do this.
Okay.
I had forgotten the thing.
Right. So you guys continuing in?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
These boxes.
Gonna use the fog snipping tool to see if I can make this work.
My natural inclination is to continue in, but also my knowledge of DMs do things on purpose makes me want to talk to Otago.
We're proceeding cautiously. With extreme caution. I can't emphasize that enough.
Understood. All right, so this is what
understood and ignored.
this is
You're
what
gonna
you see.
die either way.
There are some sort of crystalline, glowing, slightly magical crystals in the wall that are giving a little bit of dim blue light in this area, so it's not completely dark. And this is what you see from where you are. Where would you like to go? Just give me like a
Sorry, I'm
30
refreshing
feet.
my map.
Yeah, no worries. Just give me sort of a 30-foot radius from where you are. Just tell me where you each want to go, and I'll be able to. I've been able to figure out how to do the fog snipping effect here, so I can.
Nice. We're Horn of Thunder is going first, right?
Absolutely.
He's leading the way. He's eager, and I like it.
All right. So he's gonna come down this way. I'll just put him about here, and I'll say that there are a few things that. Let me see if I can slip this. Brush. See if it works. It worked.
Neat.
Yay!
And I'm kind of constantly investigating, like looking around to see if I can see which way the scouting party went, or any clues to that.
Okay, very good. So do a mind roll to see if you can find any signs of that. Very difficult on a stone terrain.
5.
So even with a 5, there's almost no way to determine where anybody went using stone as your means.
Can I speak to the landscape and ask if it knows which way they went, or
Absolutely.
I was
they are?
about to suggest that.
Absolutely. All right.
That was a 6.
Let's go.
Didn't need a roll, but I'll consider that. Okay. So what do you say?
Do you know where the group who came through the the night, which way they went, and if they're alive.
Ooh, it's been a long time since somebody came here to talk to me. You want to know about who's come inside and who's gone where. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well. I'll tell you what, there's been all kinds of people that have come in, walked around. Some I had the pleasure of getting to witness, some a little skulkier than others.
In the last day?
What's a day?
Oh, no. It's dark, isn't it?
I, as a boulder, have no sense of time.
I don't know how to explain time to my 6-year-old, much less a cave.
The boulder is conflicted.
Recently,
well, I can tell you there's been all kinds of people come in. Most recently. For what part? Where you're standing?
Yes.
Well, no one specifically there. There's been some creatures or whatnots walking maybe a few feet from you. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
Well, there was a rat. There was a beetle in here, too.
Talking to the landscape's not really helpful this time, guys.
Could say he's a little hard-headed.
Anything bigger than me?
Oh, yeah.
Or my size? How tall is that Mundor guy? He's around my height, right?
Yeah, he's probably pretty large.
Yeah, they're all average size.
Yeah.
Well, there was a whole group of things came down through here, went that way.
He can't point, he's a rock.
Worst trait I have ever been.
I try to move myself in one direction to help you, but I'm a cave.
Pick up a little stone and throw it in a direction so he can like hear or feel it.
That way?
Which way do you throw it?
I throw it in
point to it for
this direction. Where's the pointer?
Oh,
this
yeah.
direction.
There was a sparkling bird man with electricity.
Okay. No. Okay. We're done talking to the cave. Unless somebody else has other questions.
I
Birdman
say
with electricity. You got anything?
I throw a rock down this way and I say, ask him about this way.
What about this way?
Well, one time there was a beetle, and one time there was
I start
two
walking.
beetles.
I keep walking. I see the expression on Killen's face after I throw the stone, and I just keep walking without even hearing what the cave is saying.
Thank you, Mr. Cave. We appreciate your time.
I just love when new people decide to visit.
Hang up.
How did you get this number?
Report as spam.
Report as spam.
Alright, you guys.
Okay, so far, me talking to the ground has not really been helpful.
Not entirely. Like, it's helped sometimes.
Why did you create this ability, Morgan?
Well, now you know that it's not good in caves.
It's sometimes useful and sometimes it's not. You have a different perspective on life when you're a rock.
Like, I've known some rocks in my day. That was special.
He is born of the thunder. Comes out this way and sees quite a large area out here. And it just looks like more and more cave. But
I kind
there's
of look in this area,
okay.
just not separating from the group, but just kind of seeing any signs down there,
All right.
not realizing that it, connects over here necessarily.
Yeah, so you see a lot of these caves on the side seem to be just returning back on themselves, suggesting that some water flowed in this particular direction at some point. There's a slight as you go further down, you're going at a slightly decreased elevation. So the further south you go, the elevation is dropping. And as one of the thunder comes out this way, he says, "Well, it appears there are two slopes here going down into some water."
Maybe the water would be more useful to communicate with than rocks.
I don't know. We tried to communicate with that water back by the tree, and that was not great either.
That water was sedated.
Is this water sanitary? It looks questionable to me. I kind of just look in over the edge, or look at the water just to see if I see anything that could...
See some more of those crystals glowing down underneath.
Hey, Born of the Thunder,
of
where are you at?
Over here. And as you're looking in, Osint, go ahead and make a check as you're looking at it, a mind check, and man, you don't discern anything that would tell you that one of your party members came through here, dropped anything, or fell in. But then, or not your party members, but the scouts. But Killen, are you attempting to talk to the water here?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Excuse me, water. Have you noticed any outsiders here lately? Thank you.
This is not your lair.
No, I'm just looking for my friends.
Please. Help.
No.
It pollutes us.
What pollutes you? I feel like I've been getting this a lot lately from the water.
Be careful.
Of what?
It's coming.
Yay. Hey guys, something's coming.
Alright. As you are there, nobody
I'd
move
roll
your token
initiative if I were you.
No one move your token just yet. And let me pull up my... Oh, there it is. So I will have you both. I'll do this for Born of Thunder as well. Go ahead and just roll a mind check.
Would you say that us discussing what we're gonna do counts as plan mastery?
How long does plan mastery say that it?
You have
you
to
mean
do it
from earlier?
Yeah, from earlier when we talked about what we're doing right now.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 for that mind check, Morgan.
Okay. So you are aware that the water has a very, very light ripple, as something seems to be moving the water in a way that would suggest that something is getting closer to you guys.
Hey guys, there's something in the water coming toward us.
Should we retreat?
Well, I'm coming over here.
I back out. Back away a little bit.
Is it coming from this side of the water, Morgan?
Yeah, it is. So
Oh, look, there it is.
Oh, hi.
this
Don't
thing,
like that.
this giant head of this abyssal serpent comes up, splashes out, and nice combat music. And you will go ahead and consider yourselves in combat as this thing emerges out of the water. What do you guys do? Also, Harris, can you hear that music as well?
Yes, I can, and I've
Okay,
been
cool.
loving it.
Awesome. Yeah, Jackson figured out how to implement it.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I didn't realize where it was coming from when we first started. I thought Morgan was watching something in the other room, and then I realized it was coming from the iPad. So
Nice.
no, it's good. I shoot it. Yeah,
Right.
I just start firing arrow.
All right, so simple attack.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play it right now.
Go ahead and
Oh, 2. Been rolling 6 all night.
so the 2 misses. Do you want to use your other action to do another attack?
Yeah, I do. How close am I?
45.
Yeah, okay. 5.
The 5 does hit. All right. I'm gonna make that a little bigger. There we go. All right. So you got one hit in, and Osen, what would you like to do?
I'm going to push off the ground and start flying. I'm going to do a natural range attack with my quills. Projectile quills.
Nice.
And that is a 6.
Sweet. All right, so you get to do 2 damage with that.
Okay. And I know I gotta keep constantly flying, so I'm gonna fly around again. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna whip around, do another ranged, and that is a 1.
Noted. And let's see. Okay, so Born of the Thunder uses his power of Storm Aura. As you see, his eyes spark with electricity, and his wings are covered in electricity, where it looks like his wings are just pure electricity as they burst out of his back. And this aura, 5 feet around him in every direction, of electric energy bursts from him. And that's how that does take 2 actions to activate as his power. But he moves over here. He flies over here to be within 5 feet of this thing. And there we go. So it's at the beginning of the Abyssal Serpent's turn. It has to roll something. And on a result of the one that it just it takes 1 damage. And Born of Thunder's ability here is so powerful that it makes this thing, it pushes it back 5 feet. This gigantic thing is Born of Thunder basically just activates this ability, rushes into it, and booms into it with this thunderous burst.
I think we picked the right guy.
And the Abyssal Serpent then, on its turn, let's see. Let me read this real quick. Let's see how long. How far. let's see how far you guys are. All right.
I kind of laughingly yell at Born of Thunder. I thought you were taking the first hit this time. What took so long?
Right. So as this
That gives him inspiration, right?
this creature opens its mouth, and this light forms inside of it as it shoots this beam out to this spot right here. And it will roll separately. Okay, so Killen, you managed to evade this attack. Osen, how far in the air are you?
Well, I can fly 30 feet.
Very, very high.
So I assumed that I pushed off to my max height.
Oh, okay. All right, then let me make a note of that.
But also, just to be fair, like how, as far as like my constant movement, since I am flying and I can't hover.
Yeah. We can just we'll put it at I'm gonna change that anyway.
Okay.
So just consider it that wherever you land when you're flying, you can go your thing. That's something I'm gonna change in the playtesting.
Okay.
How tall is this serpent thing?
It is
like how high is it sticking up out of the water?
Colossal. It is let's see, about as tall as you would see its width be. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35. Its head is sticking out of the water like 20 feet up.
Okay. I was thinking about Osen. If he's at 30 feet, is he eye level with it? Is he over it? Not quite as high.
All right, if he's shooting down.
So this beam. Now that I know that, it would have chosen to do it this way. It sort of shoots to this space in the sky between you guys, and that's based on the way this works, because this is a sort of pressure drawing beam thing. So first, Osen, you take 1 damage, and you feel this like abyssal pressure pull you toward the spot that this thing shot into the air, and now you're 15 feet into the air and sort of off balance.
Okay.
Put that plus 15 feet so we know. And then it moves up here. And it attempts to bite Born of Thunder. I'll roll this way to make it. I forgot to do it this way. 3. Born of the Thunder has an AC armor class of 4. All right. So attempts to bite him. Born of the Thunder sort of grabs its teeth there between his hands and his feet and just stops it from biting down on him, from chomping down on him as he stands within its mouth and holds its fangs. So that was its second thing, and then it is back to your guys' turn.
Is he considered grappled?
He is not considered grappled.
Okay.
I move over here. So I don't know how this works since he's in the water, but there's a shoreline close to him. But I am going to use Entangling Entrails, which is a ranged attack. Get those fun dark entrails to...
Sure, he's close enough to like ground stuff with the edges of the wall, but I'll let this work.
Yeah. Cool. Shoot. I rolled a 1. Never mind.
Okay.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, you could attempt it again with your second action.
Yep. 2 actions.
5.
Okay, that works on a 5. So, all right, the target is entangled in dark intro-like tendrils that burst from the ground and cannot move until it uses an action to attempt to escape the tendrils. All right, so let's see. It's a ranged attack, so it does do a damage. All right, so you shoot the first arrow, it goes over it. You shoot the second arrow into it, and then from the ground nearby, these sort of they look like the entrails out of the stag bellies that look like just physical, viscera entrails that wrap around this thing from the ground around it. All right, I'll give you 1 second. That's what I wanted. Right there. Why is this not working? No, never mind. All right, we're good. Okay, so that does that. Those are your 2 actions, and you can, of course, move your 60 feet if you'd like to. During that time, Osen, what would you like to do?
I am going to use my Gardener's Dark Scythe.
Okay.
Finally, it's gonna be cool. I hope. Hope it doesn't bite me in the butt. And I'm gonna do the scythe throw.
All right.
So
I also hope your scythe doesn't bite you in the butt.
Yeah,
that would be weird.
or this thing bites me in the butt.
You spin around and get ready and toss
Yeah, like
thing.
as I'm like plummeting the 15 feet down, I kind of like catch myself, and then I take my scythe and I chuck it at this thing. And that's a 5.
Okay.
So it goes.
So that's going to hit. It will hit with his attack. Yeah. Okay, cool. So
that returns to me.
And the scythe immediately hits, boomerangs back to your hand.
And then I'm going to also, when it like as the scythe is coming back to me, I'm gonna move toward it, catch it halfway. I'm gonna make another, not ranged, but bloodthirst melee strike with the dark scythe.
Nice. All right.
And I can't see what that is. That is
That's
a
a
1,
1.
so I miss. But at least that
So-
wasn't a 1 when I threw it.
So it reacts while it can,
Okay.
and does an opportunity attack because you're within
But
melee.
since it's tied up with his tendrils, can it still?
It can
Okay.
still because you're in melee, but it rolled a 1. So
Okay.
if you want to use your reaction now to try to hit it back,
I do.
it's a simple attack.
Is 4?
Okay. His armor is 4, so you'd have to surpass it. So 4 does not hit it. And Born of the Thunder will use his armor, unless you have martial
on.
training, which I don't think you do.
I thought I had something.
Your Rolane did, and you were using him last time.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. And Born of the Thunder also rolls a 1, but this thing can't react a second time.
Well, okay, so let me ask something real quick. So, with reactions that benefit my teammates,
Mhm.
can I use that in addition to actions on my turn? Because I can only use this on my turn.
Yeah, so some reactions will specify you can use it on your turn. So you can use your action if you haven't used it yet.
Can I?
It's basically once a round.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the commanding presence
Okay.
to inspire Born of Thunder to make a simple melee attack
Awesome.
on my
I'll
turn.
roll it this way. Let's roll. He attempts to, so he's in there, he grabs his sword while he's holding this thing back, pops out of its mouth as it snaps down, attempts to swing at it, but his sword bounces off of its scales.
Okay.
Good attempt. Alright. So that was your turn, now it is Born of Thunder's turn. So he will, let's look at his cool stuff here. Alright. He's used one of his power. Alright. So this thing's already used this reaction. So Born of Thunder moves back this far and uses, he sort of just generates a bunch of electricity through his sword, swings it forward, and uses something called Greater Lightning Blast. See what it does. Alright. Misses. Tries again. Misses. Okay. So he attempts, but it does not work. And then it was going to be back to the serpent's turn. And it is grappled. It cannot move unless it uses an action to, but it already has something right next to it that it's interested in.
No, it doesn't.
Alright, so 5 will hit you. Osint. And this is a huge creature, so his attacks deal a minimum of 2 damage.
All right.
So you take
So I'm going to
2
be
damage.
using my power bulwark reaction to
Nice.
mitigate that.
You guys learned from the first character.
Yep.
Alright, so,
I block it.
You embrace all of that, you tense up, and block that. Alright, and then it attempts to do a that same attack against you one more time.
Oof.
Okay. On a 6. Okay. So darkness as you are swallowed.
Oh.
And you do take 1 damage. You actually take 2 damage because he deals a minimum 2 damage. So you are swallowed and you take 2 damage.
Cool.
What's your health right now?
1.
Alright. Okay. Not a great circumstance.
No, it is not.
Alright, but it is everyone else's turn again. So, Killen, what do? You just saw Osint get swallowed.
Hang on just a second.
Yep. Or I can go Born of Thunder first if you'd like.
I've got an idea, but it could be really stupid.
Don't kill me.
It would be an attempt to save you.
You're gonna dive into its mouth?
I'm thinking about it. I've got spiky rose armor.
Oh!
And it specifically says when you are swallowed, you may use a reaction during your turn to roll with edge to free yourself from being swallowed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I'm either going to save you or kill both of us, Jax. I'm very
What a
nervous
way to
right
go,
now.
though.
I am
Saving a
very
friend.
nervous right now.
I need to reload.
Oh no!
All right, so tell me what you want to do, and then we'll determine how it works. Technically, you can attempt to attack a creature from within it.
Yeah,
Under normal circumstances, you have penalty doing that.
Seems like it should be easier because we're so close.
You're constricted.
This guy's
I
gigantic.
have edge when I'm in it to do the reaction of.
Mm-hmm.
So it would cancel out.
While I'm in there, though, is that what you're saying?
No, I'll say specifically that you'll be able to make use of the edge to do it on that. So I realize that's an oversight. So yeah, you would actually roll with edge if you're inside.
Okay. All right. I'm planning this out in my head here. Because I have a couple of things. So, it swallowing me would be its action.
Well,
Right?
you could run into it's used its turn. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Its mouth can be open. You can just run in if you want. I'd make a slight check to make sure you can aim to do that. It'd be taking everybody by surprise. but I'd make a skill check for it. But
so its like mouth is down close to the shore where it just swallowed Osen.
yeah, sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do this. Either we both die or we both live. And it's been a heck of a ride, boys.
This is definitely a Titanian thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a killing thing to do. That's why I'm doing it.
Luminous is gonna
All
be
right,
so surprised when he gets back and we're dead.
I yell at Born of the Thunder, "Don't let me die!" And I run at this thing.
All right, you and give me a body skill check.
I'm gonna use one of my body points on that.
All right.
5.
All right, you run toward it as it opens up its mouth to try to roar or do one of its beams or something. You rush right in. You enter in, and you have your 2 actions.
So
what do you do?
as I'm running,
Mhm.
I am using Totem of Nature's Balm.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Is at a 1, is Osen in a dying position?
No, he's
No.
only dying when he gets to 0.
Okay.
Totem of Nature's Mom takes 2 actions.
Oh,
To
it takes
summon.
2 actions. Shoot. Okay, never mind. I have a healing potion.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Alright.
To give to Osen when I get in there.
Yeah, you can apply it to him as your action too.
Okay, so I get in there and I give Osen a healing potion.
You run in, shove the healing potion. You find Osen. You're in this like constrained space that you just forced yourself inside. You kind of find Osen's like arm and head, and you you force feed him. You're just force feeding him this healing potion.
Okay. So the way Spikes is written, and
Yeah.
I don't
How
know
much
if you wanna
how much
change
life
this
do I get?
Oh, hold on.
That healing potion, you regain 2 life points.
Awesome.
All right.
So the way this is written, and I don't know if you want to change this because I instigated this situation. It says when I am swallowed, you may use a reaction
You're in
to
your
roll
turn.
with edge to free yourself. Will that be my action,
Nope,
or do I
you
have
still-
an action?
You basically
plus
for this
my
turn, you have
reaction?
that reaction
So
plus
you-
whatever other action you want to take.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. So you jumped in, force fed me a healing potion, and then you're jumping out?
No. I'm giving you a healing potion. I'm melee attacking this thing with my war scythe from the inside.
All right. Let me read the swallowed condition real quick. I gotta make sure I know what's happening right now because I'm not sure I do.
This is gonna be the thing of legends.
I can't wait
Alright.
for my turn because I have something funny too.
Another healing potion.
No.
Okay. While swallowed, the
They're gonna
character.
write songs of us, Mr. Frodo.
While swallowed, the character cannot perceive anything outside of the swallower, and its actions within the swallower only succeed in a roll of 6. A successful attack made against the swallower from within its body causes the swallower to spit out any characters it has swallowed. Otherwise, a swallowed character can use an action to attempt to free itself, rolling a die and being spit out in a result of 5 or 6. So any attack you attempt to make inside of this thing succeeds on a 6 specifically.
Okay.
It has to be a
And
6.
Otherwise, you can attempt to free yourself, which you can succeed on by using an action and getting a 5.
But that's not even my reaction, correct?
Correct. So you
Okay.
could still do your action and your reaction this turn.
Okay. I am shaking right now.
You got this, dude. Do not worry about me. You got this.
Ocean just like teleports out or something.
Shh.
That would be
There's
dope.
something I'm gonna use my morale for a reroll. Can I
Okay.
do that?
You can use your morale to add a point to what you rolled.
wait. Hold on.
but that's only for skills. It's not in It's not for
Okay.
attacks.
Okay. Hold on.
And Born of Thunder still has a turn, and Ocean still has a turn here.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Okay,
So,
it can't really attack you with a
Yeah.
reaction, so you rolled your 1 for your attack. Do you want to use your reaction to try to spike it? All right, so
Yeah,
you roll
we're
with
gonna-
edge.
Alrighty. It's only a 3.
So you attempt to try to do this, but you find that its interior is more restrictive than you imagined. You had a good chance of it, but you're barely scratching the inside. Osen, would you like to take your turn before or after Born of the Thunder?
I'm gonna go ahead and take my action.
All right.
So
I swear, if you leave me in here.
So I use Okay, first off,
I gotta even see what you're capable of.
I'm gonna use I'm gonna use Shadow Meld with my Stag Dark Cloak.
Okay.
You become invisible and are instantly teleported to any shadow space of your choice within 30 feet of you. Does not say I have to see it. You should probably fix
An
that.
oversight. Yeah.
So I'm gonna teleport right next to Born of Thunder.
This whole place is shadowy.
Yep. So I just appear. I literally just appear next to, because I move immediately when I get out, and so I just appear next to Born of Thunder.
Dylan's reaching out for his friend's hand in the end, and it's not there.
And then I'm gonna use my second action to again throw my Gardener's Dark Scythe with the scythe throw.
Yep. Nice.
That's a 5.
All right. So its benefit is if you specifically kill something, right?
Yes.
Whoops. I didn't mean to double these things. All right. So you do 1 damage. All right. It is not dead.
Okay.
But you're cutting it up pretty good. So those are your 2 actions. Do you want to move at all?
I'm just gonna. What is his swallow, like his swallow range?
It's melee.
So like, are we in the? If he strikes
No,
again,
within 5 feet. I mean, you're close
okay.
enough that if he managed to break out of his bonds.
Okay. No, I'll stay. I'll stay where I'm at, next to Born of Thunder.
All right. So Born of the Thunder, enraged at his best friend here getting swallowed, goes ahead and he attempts to. Yeah, he attempts to do his Greater Lightning Blast one more time. Does not manage to hit. Attempts it one more time. Does not manage to hit, so he just goes within 5 feet of this thing intentionally. And so that is Storm Aura can attempt to harm it. So this creature, on its turn, at the beginning of its turn, has to roll. Fails the roll, does take 1 damage from the lightning. Alright. And let me see how this is written. And at the beginning of its turn, any character swallowed by it takes damage. So, good thing you got out of there when you did. Killing, you take 1 damage by default.
1.
Yep, just 1. And then this thing will... Yeah, it's going to send a beam out right here to blast between you 2 guys, so it makes first an attack roll toward Osint. Okay,
Oof.
so Osen, you take 2 damage, an attack roll. Born of Thunder, who takes 2 damage as well. And Osen, you are pulled right there by this pressurized blast. Whoops. Okay. And then it is... Yeah, it's your guys' turn now. So who wants to go first?
Killen, you wanna? Since you're inside.
Yes. Now I'm going to summon my totem of Nature's Balm.
All right.
So, as long as I have that, while it is in my possession, I regain 1 life point whenever I end my turn.
Very good. So you use both your actions to do that. Smart move. And you can't really move. So you can use your reaction if you want to try to make that.
I am going to use my reaction. All right. I picked a better dice this time. I accidentally picked up my stupid one earlier. 5. Oh wait, hold on. I did roll it. I did roll dice. 6.
Okay. You do a point of damage, and this thing spits you out. And I want you to just roll a 6 to help me determine something. It's just a normal roll. It's not any ability of yours.
1.
Okay.
Of course.
Right into the water. So you're spit out, but you are floating in this water now.
I
Very
yell,
difficult.
"You can teleport?"
All right, Osen, what do you do?
I take a little bit of a leap backward to get out of range of
All
this.
right, it attempts to make an opportunity attack against you.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that.
What's your armor? I think
it's 3.
Okay, it does manage to hit you.
Wait, can I change my mind about moving? I forgot it gets an opportunity attack.
Yeah, since you forgot this time, but in the future, if you forget again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna swing at it with my scythe melee.
Right. Okay, it has to surpass that, so
okay,
not quite.
I get a second attack. And I'm going to use a reroll with my body, right?
So you can't reroll an attack with a skill point or a thing like that.
Oh, okay.
So those are for skills. So it uses its reaction to try to hit you. It manages to hit unless you use bulwark.
Yeah, I mean, I probably should.
No, remember these things do come back after combat's over. Your powers do.
Yeah, the power pull just. Yeah, I'm gonna use bulwark again.
Okay. You brace again as this thing thrashes, snaps at you, but does not manage to get through. All right. Now you can continue your movement. Now its reaction is done.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna back up then for sure.
All right. There we go. And since you can fly, I'm not going to consider that difficult terrain for you, so you can go wherever you want. Born of the Thunder, then at the beginning of his turn, backs up, charges up this lightning blast again. And
so he doesn't get an opportunity attack against him because he just took one against
because
me.
he just used it.
Okay.
Correct. Because you get 1 reaction per round.
Got it.
Shoots 1 lightning bolt that does not hit and 1 that does. And so Born of the Thunder shoots the first one, it misses, and then he gets ready again. He swings around with his sword, and through his sword as his conduit shoots a much larger bolt that hits this thing square in the face, electrifies it all over, does manage to kill this thing, and the electricity traveling down, you can feel it where you are as it's touching the water that's conducting through you, and you also take a point of damage killing. But this thing dies. Alright. There's the victory noise. Born of the Thunder comes down here, picks you up. What's this?
Yeah, you're heavier than the last time I did this. Have you been juicing?
And you guys collect together, and there is a giant dead abyssal serpent in the water there, its head just sort of hanging out on the edge of the cliff face.
I say, thank you for coming in after me. I'm sorry that I had to leave you.
I just shake my head but laugh.
But we can all agree that we will tell this story exactly as it happened, because that was hilarious.
I laugh as well. A hearty laugh.
Osen can laugh.
The first time I've laughed in the campaign.
And you guys will each get... Let me see.
I'm really mad that I rolled
I'm gonna round that up.
because that would have been so cool.
You can each get 4 XP.
4, okay.
You say 4?
Yeah, you each get 4. And well done. Like I told you guys before, if you want to attempt to loot,
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
parts.
suggest that we loot the serpent.
Yeah, let me look at how rules is written. Have that real quick. Yeah, so you choose, I just tell you the amount of value you get off of it, and you choose what parts, like what all the stuff is. Like you can say like, oh, this is scales or fins or fangs or whatever it is.
I take a fang.
But the amount for each one of you that you get to split among the 3 of you will be 10 value. So yeah, you just get 4 get about 4 value worth of material off of this thing.
I how much is
you tell me, like you tell me this is like 100 scales, small scales, whatever it is. It's just I'm just specifying 4 value is what it's at.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I take a fang.
All right. Okay, so after you add those things to your sheets,
Yeah, I'll take a few scales. That's worth 4 value.
very good. So you have done that, and you see that there is a sort of, now that you have a better vantage point of it, this area of water continues a little ways, and since you never stopped communicating with the water, you hear, "Thank you. Now I eat this thing. Deteriorate it. Bring in the small creatures that will eat it for me and help me to thrive."
The lake's gonna eat the serpent now. Kind of gross. Do you know where the people who came in here a few hours before us went? Or do I have to explain the concept of time to water?
There were 5 sets of footsteps. They went the direction of my shortest side. I could only hear their echoes into the caverns. You understand this is referring to westward from where you are.
Okay.
So like this way.
Yeah. Or potentially this way.
Wouldn't that be
Like what?
southward?
This way.
Well, I meant
Hold up.
there's a passage here that you've seen,
But
and there's
this-
a passage down here that you can
Oh,
see
I
from where
see.
you are.
Okay.
Yeah, the gray boxes are consider them connectors to maps.
I think I'm zoomed in too far to see.
And from where you are, I'm going to reveal this whole area because you see quite a bit. There you go. Okay. So, where would you guys like to go? It seems like there are two paths eastward, one a little southern from where you are, and one, I'm sorry, westward, one a little to the south and one a little to the north.
And the lake doesn't know if it went below or above.
It gave you the information that it knows how to give you.
Can I splash in it and say this way or that way? Like,
So it basically, as much as you try to communicate, it's basing it all on echoes, and it could just determine the general direction of echoes because it doesn't perceive the same way that you do.
AKA Morgan's not going to make this too easy on us.
Exactly. He said,
But
it told you what it told you. Okay.
Chillin would know that this is pretty standard for communicating with the ground, that it communicates as it knows how, but does not perceive things with all the organs that you perceive things, and even distance and space are different. Distance, space, time, these things work differently for it.
Do different bodies of water have different voices?
Yes.
So then I am perceiving that this is a peninsula, and if we come down this way, we're just going to hit a dead end. So we should probably go this way. If this and this are speaking with the same voice, right?
Is that one
Is
body
that-
of water?
Oh, there.
Well,
yeah, it's one
the
body of
water
water
said
underneath the
my shorter
bridge.
side. So
Yeah.
I imagine that it's saying all of this is the same body of water.
Yeah, it's underneath a sort of land bridge.
Okay.
Is that a fair assumption to make?
Yes.
Based
Can you
on
hear
what
me?
I know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So you know that that's the same body of water, if that's what you're asking.
Well, he's asking, is this its shorter side?
Yes, and that's the shorter side. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess my thought would be, if she's saying, if the lake's water's saying it went westward, they would probably come this way, but maybe I'm assuming too much there.
Now we
Instead
could
of
just
this one.
scout into either direction.
Yep. At this point, we need to just pick one.
Well, maybe to be safe, we come down here since we know that that's a peninsula of sorts, but there's no way of telling how big it is either.
All
If
right.
you want to come down here, that's fine with me.
Morgan's a little too eager to go down here.
Yeah.
We're perceiving. We're perceiving.
Second.
Is it worth just yelling out and seeing if we get a response?
If you'd like to.
We haven't tried that yet.
Hello, what's her name?
Flies with the raven.
Friend. Yeah. Flies with the Raven, are you down here? Echo,
You
echo,
Call
echo.
out and don't hear anything but your own echo.
See little corridors.
See if I can see what you guys are seeing real quick to make sure it's working.
I'm gonna peek a little further. Take a little look-see.
Just my test screen for a second. Make sure. There we go. Seems to be a little bit of a lag. Okay. Alright, so I see Osint, you are going further that way. Let me reveal what I can.
Oh.
As you sort of go forward, you see a green glow in this area.
Do I hear bubbling or smell acid?
You definitely have a smell in here that's not really pleasant, but you recognize it as you get closer. There is an acid pit in this whole area here.
I kind of...
Well, I would not want to fall into that.
I don't suppose the scouting party would go this way with the treachery that it looks like.
I wouldn't think so either. Although, we're not talking about just any scouting party, we're talking about Titanians. I can't speak for your people, but we probably would.
Do you agree with that assessment, Quillen?
Where the most danger is the most chance for adventure.
You're muted, by the way.
And glory.
I did just run into the mouth of a serpent, so you can't say no. But Flies with the Raven's pretty smart as well.
Also, she can fly.
True.
Not everyone in the party could. Plus, there's a mercenary that is very keen on getting out of here alive and collecting his gold.
Right. Now, do you see any signs of anything?
I make a roll for perception, maybe?
Apparently, Born of the Thunder.
He definitely saw something. I also saw something. Maybe we see the same thing.
Okay. As you're looking around,
Oops.
what you notice is not any signs that any person has been in here per se, but in the very center, as you're perceiving this area, this large stone rock has what seem to be very large claw marks all over it, like something's been climbing all over this thing.
Deuces. I think we probably shouldn't stick around to see what's making those claw marks.
Yes, perhaps you're right.
Well, we can scout in some other directions at least.
Let's check the other way.
Born of Thunder sort of goes through some of these cave sides, doesn't see anything, comes out on the side. Nothing in here but more glowing stones.
Yeah, I'll kind of do the same up here and then take a peek while we're here.
Yeah, nothing of in particular interest in that direction. Oh, let me show the map maker. Alright. What about south? I know this water said that they went that way, but should we just explore a little more? Oh, Ocean, sorry, I didn't see that you were up there. Let me just reveal some of that. You see there's
just a little entrance.
Little entrance to what seems to be another cave system.
Now I join these guys.
Alright. As you guys move forward a little bit, there's a steep descent here for a second, and then you see this.
Ooh.
This stone has a purple violet hue in certain parts of it. It's unusual. It's not like the stone you saw before, but it does glow. And even without being someone like Thimon who can sense magic, you can tell there is magic here. What kind it is, you aren't certain. But it seems to be emanating from these stones. And it's powerful.
Do Born of the Thunder, or I sense that it is in any way Titanic?
Make a mind roll, and you can do it with edge. He'll assist you with that.
6.
You don't have any way to know specifically whether this is Titanic in nature based on your experiences. It doesn't seem to match up with anything that would give you that information. It doesn't mean that it's not. It just means that nothing in your experiences has related these two things.
Okay.
Interesting. Born of Thunder, the Thunder sort of takes a small chunk of this that's lying on the ground and looks at it once over with his hand in his hands, and then shoves it away into his possessions.
Seeing that it didn't harm him when he picked those up, I'm gonna do the same.
Okay. Yeah, you can find little shards of it in certain spots here, and in your inventory, if you want to, just call it purple crystals.
I've touched enough seemingly harmless things for my life, so
Seemingly harmless, exactly. Dormant, maybe.
And you get transported to the crystal realm.
Yeah.
like doesn't look like they are on this ledge of rock, so
No, but it does look like this ledge, with enough weight, might give way. Not from us, I wouldn't think, but I don't see any signs that... there's a lot of dust here, and I don't see any footprints.
Perhaps we chose the wrong direction.
maybe time to go north of the lake.
This cabin has a lot of things in it, it seems. Interesting.
Walking music, walking music.
What kind of interesting things? Character voiced by the DM.
Well, for one, the giant snake in the pit of acid, and then these purple stones. It's just not something you would expect to find in caverns ordinarily, I wouldn't think.
Osint chortles a little bit at the remembrance of the battle we just had. What a great time.
So this area, let's see.
Revelio.
Really, with that game, just thinking about like the one student everybody sees is just casting Revelio every single corner. Revelio! Revelio!
That's me when I play that game.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I need to get back to it.
It's a fun one. We both, Rick and I both beat it recently. Alright. So this cavern has a lot of holes that descend deep down into darkness here.
Great.
No, I don't love that. I yell again. Flies of the Ravens, are you here?
As you yell out, your voice echoes even a little more powerfully in here. There's sort of a dome shape to this spot, and the echo is so much that it even vibrates the room just slightly, because the acoustics in here, where little pebbles kind of fall down into the under places here. And as that happens, you hear from down below this kind of buzzing sound.
You know what? I almost didn't yell because of what it was.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
our
just-
friends definitely got eaten.
Time to
and we
back
just-
out.
Give me just a moment here.
Gonna take a few steps out of this room.
Yeah, I'll give you just these moments right now to decide what you're doing.
Ocean says, at what point do we cut our losses and run?
What do you mean? We've got to find our friends.
Should not
Our
have
friends
come with a
aren't
couple of
losses yet.
Titanians.
Right, let's move this here. And
So, Harris, are we staying? Killen, are we staying
Yeah, we're
here?
staying.
Okay,
staying.
all right.
all right, let me just decide where each of these things go, and there we go.
Oh, I missed the opportunity to use the splash sound effect when Harris got spit in the
I
water.
know.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll say it was canon. There was a splash.
Yeah, there was definitely a splash.
All right. Up
We
from
beat a lake sea serpent, so what's the worst that could happen?
up from the depths,
I
you hear
should have said that.
this droning sound, and out of the depths, these wings beating like insect wings, as several creatures of different colors
Oh my goodness.
emerge.
We're gonna die in
You
this
all-
stupid cave.
Let's see. I'll just have you guys do a mind check real quick, just to see if anybody recognizes what these are.
I got a 6.
3.
Ocean, you know that these are drake wasps, draconic insectoid creatures that have various abilities depending on their colors.
Really
So-
glad that I used my 6 roll on that.
You guys all have your power pools back and everything, but it is also your turn. So these things come forward out of the darkness. I'll put them each in spaces. There we go. What do you do?
I volley.
All right, where do you volley at?
Right, let's see here. What's that? 4 shots at disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Alright, so my first one is at this guy right here.
Yeah, let me pull it there.
Three.
All right, that one does not hit.
I guess I'm gonna go for him again. Two.
All right, does not hit.
One more time. Two.
All right, does not hit.
Three. All right, that was terrible.
Does not hit. So that was
Alright.
that was 3 shots.
Yeah, that was all 4.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So you volley toward this thing. It appears their armor is a little more than what that was able to do. Was volley a 1 action or 2 action?
Volley is just 1 action.
All right. So you can. Yeah, I don't think there's limits to the amount of powers you can use on a turn that I know of. So if you want to try it again, you can, or you can do something else with your next action.
Oh, you know what?
Sounded like sudden victory music for a second there.
Not quite.
Yeah, let me just a just a regular
All right, simple attack.
simple attack. 4.
All right, that hits. So you do 1 damage to that one. Okay. And then you can move whatever amount of space you want to move, and while you're moving, I'll ask Osin what he's doing.
It's a bad idea. Should not be in this room.
We like bad ideas.
Should not be in this room. I'm gonna push up off the ground again and start flying. And I will make ranged attacks with my quill tail. That is a 3, misses, and second one is a 6.
Okay, who are you aiming at?
Oh, I'm sorry. This guy right here.
All right, that one kills it with your 6. So you do 2 damage and kill that.
Okay.
All right, Born of the Thunder says, "It's about time I could use this."
Actually, sorry. Can I...
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, let me read something.
Mm-hmm.
Does a simple attack have to be like a melee, or can it be a ranged?
It can be ranged. It can be
Okay.
ranged.
I'm gonna use commanding presence and say to Killen, strike again, and he gets to make a. He gets to make a. Oh wait, he has to be within 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oops.
You could do
Sorry,
that with Born of Thunder, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'll
No, you
tell.
haven't moved yet.
Oh, I
You
haven't moved. Yeah.
You have. You went 30 feet in the air.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you're.
I'll just say to
flying with Gotcha.
Born of Thunder, take an extra shot.
All right, so Born of Thunder will use his first thing with that, and he'll do a simple attack at the one that he was aiming at, and he misses. It was worth a try. Get all the ones out.
Yep.
All right, then let me see what the distance is here. 35. Oh. Which means, so he moves right here. All right. Let's see which one he wants to use. Okay. So he will use Storm Bolt. He's gonna move 1 more here so we can do this. Yep, 60 feet. A lightning bolt bursts from you and strikes the target. Every character that bolt shares a space with on its way to the initial target is also a target.
Ooh.
Right.
That's a sweet ability for a room like this. No!
So he fails miserably, and
he gets another turn, though, right?
That was a 2-action attack.
Oh.
Okay. Now it's these things' turn.
No.
Yeah. Whoops. All right. So let's see where these things go. Yellow. All right. So, Killen. These yellow ones are each going to make an attack toward you. First one hits, and you are dazed, which means you can only take 1 action during your turn while you're dazed.
What?
All right. You are dazed until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And this is, by the way, it's holding its stinger up, and it's a lightning shot coming out of its stinger. And I forgot to account.
Oh, really?
And I forgot to account for something, so let me do it this way. All right, these things. The reason is not known to you, but they are rolling with disadvantage right now. They're rolling with penalty. All right, those three do that. The red ones attack Born of the Thunder. So, and there's a firebolt going out of the ends of each of these things. Let's see, what was the last one right before that?
5 and 1.
Okay, and then before the 6.
Before the 6, I think it was 5 and 2.
Okay, I'm just gonna consider that this time. All right, so they do not work out, and then these ones over here, the violet ones, also going over here. They fly over Osint. They're getting up in the air as well. They're going about 15 feet in the air. And these ones have a caustic blast, or corrosive blast, and just pure like acid. And this purple stream goes right out of their stingers toward you. And let's see. Okay, first one misses. Second one misses.
Oof.
The green ones.
Hey, Morgan.
Here. Yes, sir.
If you're rolling with penalty,
Mhm.
and you have, for whatever reason, another penalty applied to you, does it not do anything different, or is it like 3 rolls and you have to choose the lowest or whatever?
It doesn't do anything different. You only get
Okay.
one at a time.
No double
These
penalty, no double edge.
These ones shoot out a poison stream toward Killen. And your armor is 3, right? Your light armor.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. Yep. Okay, you're good. And okay, yeah, these guys are rolling really low with these penalties for now. And then
For now.
while they are disoriented from the loud acoustics of what happened
Ah, he told us. Tricked
for
him.
one turn. And these guys, blue ones, toward Born of Thunder, are shooting out sort of essentially icicles out of their tails that are fast forming. Okay, so nobody's really harmed except there was a kill on his days. He can only use one action for this one, but now they're shaking off their disorientation from being deep in the space that they were in with all those acoustics that upset them. They are no longer affected by that. They will be rolling normally from now on. So it is your guys' turn. What do you do?
Would we realize that they were disoriented by the acoustics?
I mean, potentially.
I use cover fire, which makes them roll penalty.
Okay, so you choose the area, and within 60 feet of it, all of your allies are covered by your fire.
So my area is right here. And
Alright. So just the entire space, really.
yeah, and I've
Alright.
already measured that out. Right in between that, everybody's covered.
Let's
Awesome.
go.
So it does specify your allies, not you. So you're aware.
That's fair.
All right. So you are using cover fire to make sure that these things are not attacking your allies or are having penalty against them. Very good. That's your action. Do you want to move at all?
now that I've done that action, do I have to stay within that particular range, or I pick that range?
It doesn't specify, so I'm going to say you can move around. Just try to make sure that you're able to be within 60 feet
60 feet of that spot, or of them.
of the people you're trying to cover. Actually, no, just wherever you want. Right now, I'll have to fix the lettering for it, or the writing for
I
it.
mean,
So.
I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Yeah, you can go wherever, because technically you can shoot long range. It's just the way this works. I think it makes sense either way. So you can go wherever you like, and it'll continue to work.
I am just kind of coming back around this way.
All right, you're continuing to just shoot arrows as you're going, watching and trying to defend your allies. And Osip, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna fire at these guys again with my ranged tail.
All right. The purple ones?
Yeah.
All right. You do 1 damage to that one.
I'll just go ahead and try to hit that one again.
All right, that one misses.
And then...
Oh, hey, Morgan.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I don't actually know if what I did would have worked, because I can only do 1 action, and I just realized cover fire is 2 actions.
Okay.
You...
Yeah, just do a... We'll assume that didn't happen, and you can do a simple attack instead if you want.
Alright. Sorry, just...
It's alright.
Wanting to be...
Yeah.
Alright, so, going back to where I was, just reverse.
And Osin, you can move in the meantime if you want to use your movement.
Alright, I'm just gonna move
for now,
right here.
I'm just gonna do a simple attack against this one right here.
Alright.
Three.
Alright, does not hit. Born of the Thunder. Let's see what he wants to use.
Born of the Thunder needs his life points back from last match.
Oh yeah, thanks. Alright. Okay. Yeah, he's going to attempt...
Hey, Morgan.
Yes.
I don't see anything written here about when Totem of Nature's Balm ends.
Yeah,
Does
I'm
it
gonna
end at
assume.
the end
I'm
of
gonna.
combat,
I'm
or
gonna
do
assume
I
you still have it.
that? Okay.
Yeah, I'll fix that one later.
Okay. I didn't know if you intended on that to be sticking around till I made it leave, or if I had it till combat ended, or what.
Yeah.
You're writing all this down. We found a lot of plot holes.
And that was one that I had written down from last time that I needed to help on to write some stuff for. All right. So he tries to use his ability again. It does not work out, and that is his turn. He yells out, "Do you think we should retreat?"
A Titanian asking for retreats?
Not
To
like
come
you
back
asked to
again.
run. Do you not think we can get to our friends?
Well, I didn't mean to run forever. I meant to run a bit and reform.
Sounds good to me.
All right, he went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He goes back 1. And he has heavy armor, so he can't go any further than that. And then, yeah, it is your guys' turn. What do you do?
Alright, so the plan is retreat now.
It seems like that's what he's suggesting, just to get some space between you guys and these things and to reform. But I'm sorry, it's not your turn. It's their turn, isn't it?
No, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
It
Well,
is.
Now they are rolling
Now
normally,
we're dead.
and you're no longer dazed, but you might be in a second. All right. So these things. A miss. A miss. Okay, the second one attacks. That's a hit. All right. Dazed. And miss. Third one. Miss. And a miss. All right, so those are yellows. Greens.
So one of those hit, correct? Am I dazed again, or was that?
You're dazed, and you took one damage.
Okay.
All right, the green ones. Killing. You are being attacked again. Okay, so on a 6 with this one, you take 1 damage, and you are. The dazed is 1. So dazed is just until the end of your next turn, but you are now poisoned till the end of combat. That was one of their things. So poisoned means. Let's see. We haven't actually had this happen yet. You, while poisoned, the character cannot regain any more than 1 life point whenever it regains life points. All right. This one.
Wait, so I can only regain 1 life point?
Yeah, 1 life point at a time whenever you regain life points.
So is that okay?
So some abilities allow you to get more than more than one life point at once, but your healing totem will still heal you once each turn.
But if I were to do 2 different things, would each that would gain me a life point?
It's
life
per
point?
ability. It's per
It's not
ability
per
that's
turn.
affecting you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can work with that.
And then it does another damage to you.
I might not be able to work with that anymore.
And then it does another damage to you. One of these.
I am in the dying condition.
All right. This one over here shoots toward Osint. Misses and shoots again. Hits into Osint, is poisoned.
Wait, why did he get 2?
Because they each get 2 things, just like you guys.
Okay.
You're poisoned to the end of combat as well.
And I get.
And my totem of Nature's Balm does not give me a life point if I'm in the dying condition.
It specifies that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. All right. So, the ones down here, the red ones, they attack Born of the Thunder. So it's gonna do its first one. Nope. Second one. No. Another one attacks. Nope. Another one attacks. Does not hit because it needs a 5. This one attacks with a 6. Manages to hit Born of Thunder, and he is burning.
Remind me again, when enemies roll a 1, what condition do we get an opportunity attack or whatever against?
If you're within melee range.
Okay. All right.
All right. Okay, and then boom. All right. And that's this other one. Wow. Okay. So while the thing is burning, the character takes 1 damage at the end of each of its turns until it's within watery terrain, or it uses 2 actions to end the burning condition on itself. All right. Then these ones over here, the purple ones. Yeah, this isn't looking so good anymore.
I'm having flashbacks that I'm not happy about.
Great. Another one.
Oh.
All right. Target's defense is reduced by 1. All right. So he's dazed, and his defense is now 3. than the frost ones.
Listen, you're not dying, correct?
Not yet. Don't remind
Not
him.
yet. There's time. Alright. That's nope. Let's get a 4. Got a 4. And then target speed is reduced by half. I'm no, sorry. Is unable to move until the end of its next turn.
Yeah, Born Thunder is gone for sure. Mobile. Defense 3. Burning, dazed. He's just being stung to death.
From a distance, no less.
From a distance.
Fortunately, he has a few more life points than you guys.
That's good.
And 1. Okay. So that's where that one goes, and then each of you, what do you do on your turns?
So he's dying, so I'm going to fly over and give him my potion of healing, so he can be no longer in the dying state.
Yay.
Question: if he's in the dying state, do the poisoned effect go away once he regains life?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive it does not.
Okay, well then he only gets 1.
Alright. So
Right,
1 life
but
point.
that gives
helps.
me enough life to do some things once your turn's over.
Just giving him a potion, I'm assuming, counts as an action.
Alright. Yes.
And then for my second action, oh my gosh. I'm going to so oh my gosh. I have Harris, I have 1 radiant bottle bomb left. As a Hail Mary, I'm thinking about throwing it in the midst of these to try to disorient them. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be attacking 1.
I mean, do it. Do it.
And then I can try to use the rest of my movement to get away as far away as I can.
The Titania's rubbing off on you, bro. Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the single radiant bottle bomb I have left in my pocket.
Nuke 'em, Zaddy.
And I'm gonna toss it kind of right over here.
Let me fix this here.
And just see what happens, I guess. I don't know if it will affect them, but...
Alright, where do you want to toss it?
Like right here.
Give me a specific spot. Okay.
Yeah, right here.
I mean, at the very least, it might disorient them again to where they're penalty rolling.
Alright. So, you toss the bomb, you cover your eyes, big flash.
And you cover my eyes too, right?
Yes.
Cool, and just does that. Okay, and then you said you're moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my movement, and I'm gonna also use, let's see where I went from here. Right? Or where did I start?
You started just now.
Well,
Yeah,
I started from here, and then...
Yeah.
So I can move back here. Basically where I came from.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use my...
Then if you're in light armor, you can move the extra 15 feet.
True. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna use my reaction, my commanding presence. And I'm gonna yell to Horn of Thunder to take a swing.
Alright, you'd have to be one thing closer to him if you wanted to move down 1 space.
Boop.
Alright. Okay, he decides to do it at one of the ones that's already been damaged to try to do a ranged attack. He's just been rolling really poorly.
Oh, come on, man.
This doesn't usually happen to me.
We're about to kill my best friend.
We all might be dead, so.
All right, and then okay, so killing.
All right. So I am going to use magical nature, which I can lose a power pool point, and regain 2 life points. But I'm poisoned, so it'll only be 1 life point. So I'm up to 2 now. And then how far is the range on my longbow? Oh wait, no, hold on. That's
Should be
never mind. Pinning. I was thinking pinning strike was an arrow. It's a melee attack. I was thinking the wrong thing. I need better ranged attacks. Someone remind me next time we get features. I guess I am going to shoot that one right there.
All right.
Try and give my boy some cover. That's a 4.
All right, that hits. Do 1 damage to it.
And then I am running over there by Osa.
All right.
And my turn ends. My power, do I still have my? I still got my totem.
Yeah. So if you have your totem, you gain it.
I am up to 3 now. All right.
All right. As you guys are seeing this desperate moment, Born of Thunder cannot move. He is dazed and he's about to. Well, at the beginning of his, what is it? The beginning or the end of his turn?
The end of his turn, he can move, right?
Now he's immobile, and like his turn ends, and then that goes away. But I'm going to burning.
Stupid.
But he will get rid of the burning condition on himself, so he doesn't take any more damage, and he's just bracing at this point. So that's what he can do. And across the cave.
Sorry, just for rule set and clarification, how does he get rid of the burning effect?
The burning effect says you can use both of your. You can put yourself out by using 2 actions.
Gotcha. Okay.
And as he's there, he says, "Yo, run! I'll handle him." And you hear across the cave, "Well, this is going to be a little extra on the docket, as I promised you before." As you see that Mundor has come out of this side of the cave, and he says, "Oh, this is a wicket, huh?" And he takes his blade. He has a sword in his hand. "Don't usually like doing this, but these are desperate times." And he cuts a swath across his muscle as blood drips out. And he says some words that sound like a different language that Osint, you recognize right away as some kind of infernal tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that, you see the thing that he summons.
Oh no.
He summons a pit monster.
We definitely need to get out of this room now.
I suggest running. It'll attack the closest thing to it. Don't be the closest thing. And this creature, it's in here, roars. It looks like a cat mixed with a humanoid feral fiend of some kind, with sort of acid and lava fissures in its skin and spikes all over it. And you have seen this before. Osint.
Yeah.
And you've been far too close to some of these things before. And you know that what he just did is a very powerful ability, but this thing will continue for an entire day to try to hunt down Mundor. But in the meantime, it will attack the closest thing to it.
Harris, do you have your crazy movement boots still?
Yeah, baby.
Okay. I saw you measuring. I think we have the same idea.
Yep.
Give me just a second. I'll look up Mundor one real quick. All right. All right. So Mundor uses his actions to do that. This thing immediately swipes. All right. Kills one of them.
Is he rolling with disadvantage or advantage?
He's rolling with edge.
Edge, sorry.
And he's huge, so he does by default 2 damage at a minimal. And moves into this space, and this thing is just roaring as it thrashes at everything around it. All right. So that makes it... Horn of Thunder is no longer immobile. It's going to make it these creatures' turns, though. He's no longer dazed. Alright. His defense remains the same. Alright, these things, I'm going to start with the ones that are not attacking the pit monster. This one over here is attacking normally. Misses. They're attacking Born of Thunder. Does hit Born of Thunder. His defense cannot be lower than 2, but it has been reduced to 2.
Oh.
And as he loses another point here. The other one does the same thing. Okay. Born of Thunder is dying.
No.
He's really close to the edge there. He falls to the ground. He's sort of prone and clutching his chest. All right. These creatures over here, buzzing about by the new threat. And let's see.
What's this thing's AC?
4. All right. And then other group. That was on the side. Okay.
So Mundor was a good pick, Jackson.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't.
Doesn't have an unforeseen consequence.
Yeah.
All right.
Most likely will.
This thing tries to do its second thing, but it is immune to its effects.
Nice.
So these things, all together, that's the last one, but they end up just swarming this thing and taking it down.
Wait, sorry, did the radiant bomb do anything?
You know what? It did give them disadvantage. So what
Okay.
I'm going to do is, because I forgot to calculate for that, I'm just going to say that this thing is down to 2 health instead, and they used up their turns because I forgot that. So they did that, and it is now your turn. The wasps, the Drake wasps, have all done their stuff.
Okay.
All right.
I say time to run.
Running, jumping, grabbing him,
Good
running back out.
All right.
And I am dashing close behind.
All right, you guys run. And he says, "Oh, wait a minute. I thought, you know how far I had to come this way?"
I say, Mundor, run!
I'm going the other way.
We'll come back for you.
Meet up on the other side.
He runs this way, and disappears somewhere. All right, and as you guys get out of there, you run and run and run, and you hear this thrashing from behind with this buzzing, and you get out of the immediate area. You get out, and far enough that you feel like you're not sure that you're actually going to be safe. Not sure how pheromones work for these things. Not sure how these wasps work at all. But dragons are usually, they have dragon blood in them, and it's usually pretty dangerous. So you think it would probably be best to get some more distance. Which way would you like to go?
I don't know about you, but I'm running back towards.
Ozen's like, I've had enough of this Titania
I'm out.
nonsense.
All right. So we grab everybody and we'll whee. All right. We'll get you back toward the front.
Oh, this is all the way out. Where I forgot we were north of the water.
We out, dude. You Titanians are crazy.
So you bring him in. Born of the Thunder is, and as you sort of drop him out in here, Jamila is there. This Cyclopean woman, and you tell her, "Close the door. Close it."
Block every entrance into this cave.
And so you block this out here, and you guys managed to survive that. You killed a total of 3 drake wasps. So you will get just a second. And one was, let's see, yeah. All right, so you can each get the group dynamic. You can each get. This doesn't make sense. Hold on. Oh, it does. Okay. Yep, because it's a group. Yeah, you each get 3 extra XP.
So we should be at 87.
Born of the Thunder being out of combat now is no longer in the dying condition. He's just very.
We saved your friend.
Yeah. Very unhealthy. And as you guys returned, Sharam says, "Did you find them? What happened?"
We saw one of them as we were attempting to fight a horde of drake wasps.
Drake wasps.
The mercenary we since saved our hides by summoning a infernal beast.
Really? Well, that's
we
an
were
extremely dangerous thing, but perhaps necessary with drake wasps.
We were separated along the way, though. I want to regroup and go back for them.
Very well. Do you think it would be wise to take more with you?
It might be the only way.
Wise, yes. Sharing experience points, no.
Well, very well. Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath? And we'll determine what to do next after you've had a time to breathe. All right. So, for now, unless you have anything else you imminently want to do before we end, we'll end soon. Do you want to do anything else here?
I'm gonna rest, and then but I'm also gonna be catching up with Wart Knuckle.
Okay. Yeah. So as you step aside, and you guys are no longer poisoned or have any of these conditions on you.
Yay! I really thought we were gonna die today.
I thought I was gonna die twice today.
You gotta learn when to run. All right. So you guys, you find Wart Knuckle, and she says, "Hey, you look worse for wear, if I might say so."
I've had quite the day.
Looks like it. You look like you got some one of those burn marks, and your clothes are wet, and had quite a day indeed. You smell awful.
Thank you so much.
Just telling it how it is.
What have you learned by being around these newcomers?
No, I think they're legit. I think they were indeed trapped, just like they said. Um, the two of them lost their sister, so I think they're kind of conflicted there. Not a lot to tell about most of them. They just look like adventurous survivors. It seems like this is not a well put together group. What I gather is that they're from some disparate places. They've collected together, but most of them seem to have some association with Volcania, which you know that Volcania is essentially an island nation that has a complex history. It's not a member of the Council of Nations. It's a place that there is a very demanding god of fire that demands virgin sacrifices on a semi-regular basis, on a yearly basis. And the times that this has not come close to happening, the world has almost been destroyed many times as a result of it. And
Wow.
it's the kind of thing that the entire nation's leadership has essentially just committed themselves to this very grim ritual where they have to appease this god or else the world ends.
I imagine that affects their overall livelihood and morale
It
quite
does,
often.
and the Council of
And their
Nations
virginity rates.
And their virginity rates.
and the
Yeah.
Council of
They're
Nations
very sexually active.
Well, there's a lot of laws about that where some people are chosen specifically to be forcefully celibate.
Yeah.
So that they can be. It's kind of a dour lottery system. And as a result of it, the Council of Nations does not recognize it as a nation that is aligned with them because of some of the practices, but they also are aware that nobody has found a way to thwart the wrath of this god or to destroy it in some way. And so there's this giant volcano where this ritual happens every year. And so Volcania itself has appealed to the Council of Nations for various kinds of aid before, but they just have not been willing to do it. And so Volcania itself has really ill will toward a lot of people for the way that they're judged for what they have to do from their perspective.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
No, I thought about it ahead of time. There's a few places.
Either way, it's impressive.
But
it's an interesting backstory.
So it seems like these people are mostly from there, is what Wart Knuckle is telling you.
That's good information. We may be able to approach them in such a way that with compassion and understanding for what they're going through.
Yeah, well, it looks like the situation out there is not good. You have to run with the crowd, so to speak, or else you are left on the wayside. And these are some of the people that my perspective is they were left to the wayside. They aren't taken care of. They had to find a way to a different livelihood. It's no wonder they tried to come here to make their fortune.
I kind of just catch Wart Knuckle up on what happened with the first scouting group, and I'm not sure what to do. Killen believes we should go back for them, and although I do feel that we kind of sent them to their death, knowing that at least one of them is alive.
Yeah, one survived. Maybe the others did, but he was the only one that showed up, so that's not promising.
Indeed.
But you did just leave him to die a second time.
Yes.
So do with that thought what you will.
I'm trying not to think about it too hard right now as we recover ourselves. Yes, you are correct. Trying to find the best course of action.
Right,
Maybe
well, and for a moment, she shrugs, but then mentally connects with you so that nobody else can hear this. And says, not that it really matters, but what you described about his connection, you know, if he dies or not, I mean, but what you described about his connection to being able to do that kind of magic, that might be something that she's interested in.
there are many things in the past few days that I've observed she may be very interested in. It's
Yes,
kind of
but think
weighing.
about this. Think about this. He summoned an infernal creature in a place where nothing's supposed to be able to come outside of this island. How?
That is a very interesting thought.
And since he did that, do you think that has anything to do with the fact that he, you know, what we found out about him is that he's associated with Harmonia? They've got all kinds of infernal technology out there.
Yes, it's
Maybe he knows some things that we don't.
yeah, he could be a very valuable asset. But again, I've observed many people here and many creatures here that could be valuable to her. So I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons of each and decide the best course of action, whether to leave him and the rest for dead and continue trying to work on Thimin, or work on finding a way to use the tree, or maybe we just try to survive and get off this infernal island.
Oh, we gotta survive anyway, but it looks like what we're really finding is opportunities everywhere if we can just find the strength to embrace them. And the numbers, and the support, and most importantly, of course, the servants.
For now, let me get my head straight. We can speak more about it later, and I need to rest again. It's been a day.
Well, I gotta go get back into character. And as all of this last part of your conversation has really been happening in your head, so it just looks like you're kind of just sitting near each other, observing the rest of the room, but psionically talking to one another for that part. Killen, do you want to do anything before resting?
I am just hanging out near Born of the Thunder, and not really tending to him. I'm not much of a healer, but talking to him, especially concerned about having sent Flies with the Ravens in there and left her.
Gonna have to go back, but my friend, I don't know what is happening to me. It was like every time I tried to shoot lightning, it missed. It was humiliating. It's like being stuck in this cave is taking away the atmosphere, the ozone, all the things that I need to feel at peace. I don't know if I should go back. I feel like I'm becoming more of a liability. I think I need to think this through.
It's not like you to doubt yourself.
No, something's... You're right. I need to, I think I might need to go on a vision quest. Talk to my ancestor.
Rest. Talk to your ancestors. We'll come up with a plan in the morning. But we have to go back for her.
We do. We do. Alright. She would come back for us. In fact, she has.
She has come back for us.
More than once. No, I had a flashback when I was surrounded by those things, the way that we were surrounded back in Titania. We lost so many people for our own arrogance. I feel like I'm being told something. Why didn't we go back?
I tell myself we did the best for the people we have, but I don't know.
Is this place haunting us, or are we haunting ourselves? Yeah, let's get some rest. Alright, so we'll end it there. Well done, everyone. And there it is. Tell me, what's your XP level at right now? Your XP
87.
87. I'm going to go ahead and put Kyle's up to 87 just because by circumstances outside of his control, he couldn't join us. All right. Very good. All right. Thanks for playing, guys. Enjoyed it. Had a good mix. Definitely less rough than the last one.
Almost died twice.
Less rough than the last one in the terms of like the slog that one is. This one was exciting.
Yeah, this was a lot of combat, and this is good.
Very good. All right. Enjoying playing. Enjoying you guys assisting me with the playtest.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
It's very good.
All right. I think at this point I'm probably going to have enough information with all the things that I need to update that I can do a pretty hefty update to the rules and some of the ways that things work. That might not be fully fledged out by the time we play again, but I'm going to start working on that in the meantime when I get it. And my family is going to be gone to Florida next week, so I will have all sorts of free time that I don't usually have as well. All right.
Cool.
I'll see you guys.
All right.
It's good.
Bye.
I missed y'all already.
Miss you too, man.
Miss you, man. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the playtest. This has been, I believe, the 4th installment, and it's coming along great. And we'll see you next time.